Helix Sleep is the perfect place to get the perfect mattress. You've heard us talk about Helix Sleep for some time now because we are obsessed with them. I've been talking about Helix Sleep since I started this show because I'm obsessed with it because I've been sleeping on their Moonlight mattress for, 4 or 5 years now. Wow, that's a long time. And it's still the best sleep I've ever had. I was reminded how comfortable our mattress is because we were out of town on the farm, as you guys know, not sleeping on a Helix mattress. And I complained all week to my sister-in-law, and she should know better. And then we came home, and I slept and laid my pretty little head down on a Helix mattress and was like, oh, God, it's just so comfortable. Helix mattress has a lineup of 20 unique mattresses that are right for all kinds of sleepers. Doesn't matter if you sleep hot, cold, on your side, on your back, in a squishy little ball. It doesn't matter. They have a mattress that's perfect for you. All you have to do is go to helixsleep.com, answer a few questions, take their sleep quiz, and they will pair you with the right mattress just for you. Part of their award-winning collection is their award-winning Luxe and Ultra Premium Elite collections. They also have mattresses for big and tall sleepers and for those kiddos, designed for growing bodies and endorsed by child sleep experts. They are so confident that you're going to love your mattress. They give you a 100-night sleep trial, and all their mattresses come with a 10 to 15-year warranty depending on the mattress, but none of that matters. You're going to get it. You're going to be obsessed with it. You're going to be so thankful. You're going to be like, thank you, Nick, for finally convincing me to get a Helix mattress. I don't know what you've been waiting for so long. Give yourself the gift of great sleep this year. Helix is offering 27% off site-wide and 2 free dream pillows with any mattress purchase. Go to helixsleep.com/VIALL. Plus, you can get a free bedding bundle, which includes 2 dream pillows, a sheet set, and mattress protector with any Luxe or Elite mattress order. That's helixsleep.com/VIALL. With Helix, better sleep starts now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Viall Files Reality Recap Edition. I'm your host, Nick, joined by the household. Boy, do we have a lot to get into. I hope that you all had a very happy holiday, Thanksgiving weekend, long weekend, whatever. And we're back. We're finally back. We had some time off as well. We went to the place of our wedding, the farm, as we like to call it, and it was glorious.
It was amazing. We went back down to where we got married. We took Rivy. She was walking. It was so sweet.
I will say Thanksgiving's definitely different after you're married and have a kid with someone.
Why is that?
Well, I'm the guy who you may or may not know, famously does, I don't save numbers on my phone. I have to know you for a year, maybe.
Okay.
I
remember we were 7 months in and I looked over and I was like, my number's not saved? Really? It was a thing.
I don't save numbers. And I think there's a part of me, it's just kind of I don't know, maybe it's just the part of me that's older. I've had people come and go in my life. So are you really going to be around for a while kind of thing?
He said no attachment issues here.
No, literally.
No, abandonment issues for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
And then, I've had some girlfriends in the past. Sorry. I've met their families. Sorry. I met Nellie a few years back, and she's like, "Come to Savannah for Thanksgiving." I'm like, I love my girlfriend. I want to be a good boyfriend, so I went. But I'm just polite and quiet, and I mind my business, and I do my thing. I don't know if I'm gonna know these people, and in a few
I don't
years,
want your whole life story.
I don't know,
okay.
kind of thing.
He's not asking follow-up questions.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm just
He's giving one-word answers.
I'm polite,
Exactly.
whatever. But I mean, now
He's making his own dish and only eating that.
I'm only eating meatballs. I'm not fucking with the grandma's turkey.
You ate the turkey this year.
I had some turkey.
There you go. He's changing.
Congratulations.
Good job,
I
Natalie.
did. But it's different when when you're married.
Yeah.
You have a kid with someone. And I showed up to Thanksgiving thinking to myself, this is my brother-in-law. These are my family.
Yeah.
I have family here now. So you act a little different.
Did you save their numbers?
No.
My niece Scarlett did text you.
I did text her yesterday. She didn't text me back.
Really?
No.
She's
Oh,
like,
that's
sorry, who
sweet.
is this?
She's like, sorry, I didn't save numbers. No, I
but
watched
it
her.
hits different when you have I was a little looser.
Yeah.
I was starting a
It's
little
your
drama.
family, that's why.
He was
Yeah.
definitely starting drama. We had a family kickball game, and Nick was making up rules left and
No,
right. My
that's-
sisters
no,
were
no.
cussing him out. It was
I had to
definitely
tell
he
her
was in the
sis-
family.
I had to tell her sister to calm down. And that was after I slipped her an edible.
Wow.
So it was, Nick
Sativa.
definitely brought some stuff to Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah.
I saw you
Drama
writing,
and drugs.
He's part of the family now. He's got to figure out where he fits.
I saw you writing a Horse.
I did ride a horse. Turns
we
out
put him on a
I'm a
horse.
cowboy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
We put him on a horse, and
I look pretty good.
he did really great. Everyone was very impressed with him, and he rode a Tennessee walking horse, which they're different than normal horses. They move differently. And Nick,
I shot some guns.
he shot a gun.
Oh my! Who are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah,
Countryman.
Yeah.
yeah,
Man of the woods.
And honestly, I think he's like ready to pack it up and move to the south.
Oh,
No, not yet. But
okay.
yeah,
She's like,
we-
she's just feeling it out.
we shot some guns. My brother-in-law,
Thank you.
John,
Uh-huh.
the doctor. I was like, John, can I shoot some guns? And he's like, he talks like this. He's from the mountains.
He's not from the mountains. You say that every
He's
time.
He's from the mountains.
not from the
I know
mountains.
him as the mountain man at this point.
He literally has never lived on a mountain.
He talks like this.
He does talk like that, but he's not from the mountains.
And he showed me his gun with a night scope on it. He's like, I'm like, well, let's go, And they have like all this property, and we went and went at night to shoot some guns. And he's like, well, if we shoot a possum, and I'm like, John, I just want to shoot a gun. I am not prepared to take life tonight.
Can we set up a can, perhaps?
No, that's all we did. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a hunter. So good times over the holidays. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
I will say I felt like it was different this year with River because obviously like my whole family met her at the wedding, but she was so small and like slept the whole time that I felt like now everyone was actually meeting her, like who she is today and her personality. And so we were just like the first night that she met everyone, we were just putting her in people's laps and she was happy and she was loving it and she was smiling, and she does this thing where she like touches heads and she like leans in and puts her forehead on the other
Aw.
I
person's
taught her to
forehead.
touch heads.
It's really cute. I remember I gave her to my dad, and I'm trying to like connect with him. I'm like, he's holding my daughter. This is like such a special moment. I've thought about this for a long time. And I was like, Dad, like, do you see me in her? Like as a baby, are you picturing me as a baby when you hold my daughter? And he was like, no. And I was like, all right,
Understood.
perfect.
All right, well, enjoy that.
I'm going to go.
Walk it
Thank
off?
you very much. Yeah, I'll walk it off. I'll rub some dirt in it and it'll be fine. So,
So we still
I
got
didn't
some
get called
daddy
fat.
issues.
I didn't
yeah.
get called fat, but I
Progress.
yeah, progress for sure.
He was just keeping it real.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
Bless them.
He was.
I made a beef brisket. Turned out. Yeah.
Ooh.
He did. He made a beef brisket, and that was about all you ate on Thanksgiving. He pulled the whole like River's sleeping. I should be in there with her. I should
Oh,
not.
so you hid
I'm
away.
gonna go be with.
You took a
River.
break.
Yeah.
Yeah, as everyone's sitting down for
Everyone's
Thanksgiving.
sitting around. I will say, I was talking to another brother-in-law, and I was like, this family. So you start talking about the family. You start talking a little
The
shit.
debrief.
The
Yeah.
debrief.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this family loves to sit around and let hot food get cold. and I said to this other brother-in-law, and he's like, yeah, they do. Yeah.
What is the
Well, it's
alternative?
because we just have rules. It's like
No, there's
either
so many
kids go
rules.
first,
Kids go
women
first.
go
We don't have
first.
forks or plates or whatever. And
Oh, the
there's just
kids go
hot food
first.
getting cold.
Well, it's also because the women are the only ones doing something, and all the men are sitting around smoking cigars, like just sitting
I
around a
was doing
turkey
things.
frying.
I
And
was
it's like,
helping.
well, why don't you find the plates if you're hungry?
Wait, the men win first?
No, hell no. My grandfather was like, women go first. And so all
Okay.
the women.
Titanic.
Good.
Women and children first.
Yes,
Titanic,
women and
Yeah,
children
but if they just
first.
sit
Mhm.
around and let this food go cold, and it was like, what is going on with this family?
Mm.
Just-
Your
That's
family.
giving, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your
Your
family.
family.
yeah, well,
My family.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to make some changes. I'm starting to throw my weight around.
He's starting to rub people the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's starting to not get invited next year.
Listen,
So-
either way, I'm family now.
Mhm. You said
Uh,
Titanic rules? Gone. Men first.
Oh no, that's what he did at my
First
the first
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving. He cut in front of all the kids, and my family was like, "Who
Man.
is this guy? Who are you bringing at Thanksgiving?" He cut in front of the
Only-
ice cream.
It was pretty.
Yeah.
No, let's recap. Thanksgiving was over. This was a baby shower.
Last year,
2 years ago. This was the first thing.
Last year?
That wasn't last year.
it was
That-
my
that-
baby shower.
Not your baby shower. It was Cole and Katie's baby
Oh,
shower.
oh,
No,
oh.
it was Cole and Katie's wedding
wedding
thing.
shower.
Whatever.
Their wedding.
And this was my first Thanksgiving. with the fam.
Yeah.
And they had a Sunday dessert stand. And this was after Thanksgiving, where I was told the children go first.
Oh, so
And
you
then-
knew the rules.
I was made aware of a rule. And they brought out the ice cream. I waited at least 3 minutes.
No, it was like
Also,
it
3
was,
minutes.
It was like 20 seconds.
No one went up. And I'm like Why am I? I can be done in 30 seconds. Why am I waiting for the little ones to go up? They're not going up.
It's because they didn't even
Yeah.
announce that the ice cream was out. Nick was just like, he wasn't talking to anyone,
You
and he
waited
was
for
just
them to
he
bring
was
it out.
he was watching them cart
Yeah.
that ice cream out, so he got up first.
He's like, put a little stopwatch on. He's like, it's
No.
been 3
You know
minutes.
what?
Yeah, it's time to go.
No one died.
Kids need to learn.
They do.
They do. If there is ice cream there, you better go get it, or else it's going to be
ice cream-
gone.
Ice cream melts, people. Valuable
Exactly.
lesson for the kiddos.
You know what? It is your inner child getting its help.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right? I
Mhm.
grew up with many siblings. If we didn't rush to the line, it might not be there when you get there.
Exactly.
You know? And so
Nick still to this day is eating like all of his siblings are going to take his food off his plate. I'm like, we haven't even sat at the table yet. We're just still walking from loading our plates
in
at
between
the
bites,
stove
I'm like,
to-
getting
Yeah.
for a breath.
yeah, it's gnarly.
Yeah. It was a great Thanksgiving.
Good.
It sounds
Great.
like
And-
it.
Now, before we get into the headlines, I hope Mr. Joshua is okay with us telling the story. Now that we're coming back from the farm,
Mhm.
what a beautiful weekend once again. We arrive in LA. We had to check a bag because we have a baby now. I only say that because like you should never check a bag unless you don't have to check a bag. And I only say that because our friend recently. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. I'm getting off
I kinda
topic.
wanted
This
to
is how
know.
all of Nick's stories are, and I'm like this.
Mhm.
I'm also like, Natalie, how the hell are you packing
It's
only
roller
a
coaster.
carry-on?
Anyways,
roller
we
coaster.
checked a couple bags. We walk down to baggage claim and we walk out of the tunnel and there he is, very, very cruel intentions, top of an escalator. You know what I'm talking about, Sierra.
Mhm. Joshua Jackson's is sitting on the baggage claim carousel, that's not moving, with a bouquet of flowers.
Looking just dapper and dressed up and handsome.
Looking so handsome, looking so dapper.
and I'm like, is that Joshua Jackson? And I was like, yes.
It is. And I loved him in Fringe so much. If you've never seen the show Fringe, you need to immediately go and watch it right now.
Mhm.
And so I, of course, was like, I'm a big fan, like very quietly, very like low key. Like, no, I didn't want to like make a scene, you know,
Very
and
demure.
he very demure. And he like very graciously smiled and said, thank you. And then I had to wait for the oversized car seat luggage, you know, to come out. So I was like standing right next to him for a while. And then I was like, I feel like he just like announced, didn't he like get a divorce kind of
You're like,
recently?
is he
So then I was
meeting-
like,
is he meeting a
who is he
girl?
picking
Like, who's he
up? We're
picking
like, oh my God, is it
up?
some like Instagram baddie, like some girl he met off Raya? Like, who is getting the flowers? So like, we have to stick around. So we like go to get our luggage, whatever. And Nick's like, the Uber's here. And I'm like, I see him moving. I'm like, 1 second. And I'm like peeking around all these people. And it's his daughter. And he like crouches down and she runs to him and he like big bear hug. The sweetest moment
Sweetest
ever.
moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
What a good papa.
But it didn't simultaneously broke my heart.
Why is that?
I'm really, I'm in my new dad era, obviously. I just had Thanksgiving with the family. Like holidays, being a new father, it hits different, you
Mhm.
know, like all the little traditions and little moments that as an adult, you're like, I don't know, I'm not a kid anymore. I don't appreciate this. When you have a kid, you're back in it. It's awesome. It's lovely. You're just a family. Being a family over the holidays is just, it's a great feeling. And it broke my heart that like, obviously relationships end, people get divorced, it happens. But like for any parent out there that didn't get to spend the holidays with their child because they share custody, my heart goes out to them. I mean,
Yeah.
it was beautiful to see him just being this father, and it was such an endearing moment, but it also simultaneously kind of broke my heart. I really felt for him. But
Yeah.
anyways, so for all the parents out there who didn't get to spend the holidays with their kids and wish they could, my heart goes out to you. But anyways, Joshua Jackson, great father.
Great father.
Mhm.
And looking great at 50, I have to say. I
He
don't know how old
looks-
he is, but
He looked hot. He looked hot.
He looked very good.
Very hot. Very, very
Yeah.
hot. Yeah. We do have the very iconic Vicki Gunvalson supposedly joining us later this episode. It's been unclear. We did have her booked for a couple weeks, and then when there was some messages exchanged over the holiday weekend that she may or may not be available, or I'm not sure. But we have been told that she is now going to zoom in. So we'll see. We'll see if Vicki shows up. Unclear. Hopefully she does. We are excited to talk to her, though.
Did you guys watch Wicked?
No.
You know, we're not
I-
moviegoers now that we have a baby. That is one thing.
What I did watch maybe 100 times, thousands, I don't know how many times, the clips from the press tour of Wicked, which I am obsessed
Yeah.
with.
The holding of the finger.
The
Mhm.
crying.
All of it.
Crying.
All of it. The holding space.
Yeah.
And then like, really? That's what I really wanted. And then the interviewer was
I
like,
didn't
well,
know
I
that
mean, I
was
saw a couple
happening."
clips. I talked to my friends.
I didn't know that was happening.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's incredible.
It seems like the self-importance of of them. I mean, listen, they are so talented.
incredibly talented.
So
Mhm.
unbelievably talented, and
Deeply
when it comes to people who can sing like that, every time they open their mouths and sing, it does take my breath away, without question.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think if you watch the movie though, you would understand the
I don't think
importance of
so.
it. I
Yeah,
think you
it's-
would feel moved and you would want to move with them.
And
you
the
know?
acting in it is unparalleled. Like,
I
honestly.
don't doubt it, but like they are crying over their own performances, which is a bit out of touch.
I mean, you can tell that
I
they.
understand it.
I get it. You're a huge fan.
You can tell they bonded.
I'm with Leia.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
No, I get it. You guys are.
I now understand it.
I walked into the office and you guys were singing.
Yeah.
Middle. Like I get it. You're huge fans.
We were
Dearest
decorating with
darling
the
Momsy
music.
and Popsicle.
I'm not trying to take away your love for the show. It's just
You're not holding
I'll
space
cry
or
with you.
I'm
feeling
not holding
power.
space for it. You
It's
know.
not.
And you haven't seen it.
I do think it's.
I know, and I'm sure it's going to be quite good. I
It is
think
a movie that River should watch.
as someone who doesn't like musicals, I'm sure I will enjoy this film because it's so good.
Have you ever
I
gone
don't
to a
doubt
Broadway
that.
show?
One.
Did you
Which?
like it, or could you appreciate the talent of
I went
it?
to Rent.
Oh, Rent's a
That's
good
a great
one.
one.
Okay,
No,
that's a
Rent's a
good
really
one.
good one. Yeah.
It wasn't for me.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. This is probably the closest equivalent to watching an actual musical
Yeah,
as a movie.
It's the most successful movie musical since Grease. Like
Yeah.
Grease held the record for 45 years
Oh
or
my
something like
God.
that. Yeah, it's insane.
I think we're in a new era of celebrity. And I think the old-fashioned press tours, they'll still do them, but they're going to continue to get mocked the way that they are. I think nowadays, media is changing. And I think what we do here, podcasts, for all the jokes that people talk about podcasts in general and things like that, I think the new celebrity is to go on these long form. The new playbook is going to continue to be pushed towards shows like ours, quite frankly. And if you can't sit down and have a real conversation with normies like us, so to speak, there's going to be a level of disconnect and mistrust and you know what, you're a celebrity, but we have nothing in common. You can sing, you're amazing, you're super talented, but we're not the same people. Unless people can go on and show that you're a real human being. And I do
So
think that's
Ariana
the shift.
Grande, you have to
Yeah.
come
So
on
if
our
you
show,
want to go on our show, Ariana Grande, you
or
can.
your
Cynthia
show,
Erivo.
and no one is gonna.
I really think though. I think that I do think I think a lot of fans of celebrities in general are it's about relatability. It's about connecting. It's not about the old Hollywood playbook would be do a film, do a press tour, disappear. I don't think that's the way it is these days. And I think it's we're having a lot of fun talking about this, but I do think they come across as out of touch and disconnected people who are so self-absorbed with their own talents.
I will say I did hear both of them on a podcast and they were both great on the podcast. So
I love them so much; they can do no wrong for me.
Yeah. I've been entertained. I've been entertained.
you're
It is-
experiencing theater kids,
it
being
is
theater
int-
kids.
Did y'all see Ariana Madix in the Thanksgiving Day
And
Parade?
she was lip syncing.
They all do.
They all do.
That's
Her
like what they do on a
specifically-
float.
Yeah, they all do. Did you see?
Well,
Dasha was.
Everyone was lip syncing.
Don't they
Billy
play-
Porter came out and he was dancing and looking wonderful and performing, and zero chance he was singing. It was not possible. I mean, it was
His mic was away from his.
Yeah, and he's
lips.
doing flips and running around and no sign of breathing heavy or being tired. It's raining out. It's a parade. Leave these performers alone.
I will say for her instance, I think a lot of the Broadway performances do actually perform, right?
Yeah, a lot of.
So I think when she came out and from my knowledge, she didn't sing a Broadway song and then she
No,
was
she
lip
didn't.
syncing. So it was very much like,
Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo performed all of their songs live in the movie.
That's true.
Good
Just
for them.
saying.
Yeah, and they had years of practice and pre-production and.
She sang the Cardigans' classic "Love Fool."
yeah, so it wasn't even Broadway.
Ariana Madix performed on her own float
Mm-hmm.
for the Thanksgiving Day
It was
Parade. That is an
It's
amazing
massive.
moment for her.
Yeah.
That was incredible for a reality TV star, someone who's been mostly known for being an ensemble cast and, quite frankly, one of the least compelling characters for much of her time on Vanderpump until Scandal happened. It is incredible what she's been able to do with this. And now she is performing at the Macy Thanksgiving Parade. I don't give a fuck if she lip synced or not. Most, 3/4, probably 90%, most of these people, people who've performed their whole lives are lip syncing. It's a parade. Shut up and just eat your fucking pumpkin pie and drink your coffee and clap your hands and like, what are you doing?
Doesn't the parade also, like, it's like 2 hours long. So I'm like, I feel like these songs
yeah.
are on a loop
Yeah.
over and over again for wherever people are sitting to watch it. So of course it's going to be lip synced. Imagine singing the
I thought
same
they just
song.
perform at the end.
I think there's like one part where it's like filmed
Televised,
for TV,
yeah.
but like for the most part, they go through the parade route and
Oh my
you're
God.
hearing the same songs.
Cut my mic. I'm lip syncing at that point.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, she
Yeah.
crushed it.
It was clearly her singing. Just, she just sang it maybe a couple hours earlier, and maybe she had a couple takes
In
and
the
it was
studio,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
good
Sang
for
to a
her.
track.
We also watched Dancing with the Stars finale.
Congratulations, Joey. I don't think
That's
people
huge.
appreciate how big of an accomplishment this was for
For
Joey.
him, yeah.
The Bachelor winning Dancing with the Stars. First of all, it's never happened.
Has it never happened?
No, not even close. I think every other Bachelor before him has always gone home right around the same time, give or take a week or two.
Yeah.
And Joey won amongst a very competitive group of other
Finalists.
stars and
yeah.
finalists. Like, he dominated. That was great.
Even despite what did Carrie Ann and Ava say, that it was very underwhelming.
From what I've learned, Carrie Ann is just
She just does that.
she's a walking soundbite of ruining
She's
people.
negativity.
saying shit. She just closes her eyes and speaks.
Let me ruin your day.
I think it's more funny that like the audience acts like Carrie Ann's doing something terrible.
Yeah.
She's making headlines for sure.
Sure, but like Kelsey responds
you're
to
right.
Carrie Ann.
Yeah.
It's just like it's Dancing with the Stars, people.
It's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
Let's dance. Stop talking.
But I'm happy for Joey because he seems like he really loved dancing. Like when he came here and how he's like, I want to continue to dance even after I'm off the show.
Either way, I mean, he crushed it.
And
He
it's
looked
really cool
great.
because Jenna's husband Viall won last season. That is
Anyways,
cool. That
the mirror
like,
ball stays in
their family.
The Chomofsky.
in the Chomofsky household.
That's cool.
Yeah. Then after we watched Joey win,
Mhm.
Natalie and her niece,
Your niece.
our niece Scarlett, decided to put on my Dancing with the Stars experience.
Aw.
Because I told Scarlett that Nick was on it, and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Because it was her idea to turn on Dancing with the Stars. She, I guess, is watching it." And I was like, "Yeah, Nick was on it." And she was like, "What do you mean, for like an episode?" And I was like, "No,
A
for
season.
the season. Like he was a contestant." And she was like an extra. And I'm like, "No, like he was competing."
The faith in Uncle.
She right?
Yeah.
She's like a background dancer. I'm like, "We'll get there
Yeah.
soon."
Was he a body double?
They put
Yeah.
him on TV?
Yeah.
Which performance was it?
So
No, she watched
we
them
watched
all.
all of them. So there was like
The
a
whole season?
compilation
No.
of on YouTube of like all
Okay.
of his dances,
Which
and
I've never seen
she was
before.
like, obviously Vanessa was in some of the like you like
Clips.
clips, yeah. And the one where Nick like went up and kissed her, Scarlett was like, "I just have to say, I'm really confused. Like I don't understand." And I was like, "That was his fiance," and she's like, "I thought you were his fiance." I'm like, "I know, it's too confusing. I'm sorry."
But the big takeaway was, I don't look like that anymore.
Strange the passage of
Are
time.
we happy?
Yeah.
I was like in a
It
good or
is-
bad
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Well, depends who you're asking, for sure.
So if you're
I think you
asking
look good.
Natalie, someone needs to get in the gym. And I gotta say, I appreciate the shame.
He was ripped. I mean, absolutely ripped.
Oh, that's not where I thought this was going.
No, he
Where
was.
do you think it was
uh,
going?
I thought you were like, I don't look like that anymore in like a good way, not like a.
No. Like
don't
he
look like
was
that anymore.
absolutely ripped, shredded, had been in the gym probably every hour of every day.
Not really.
And now he's like kind of sporting a little dad bod, which like I'm not against. It's like,
She's against.
Well, I'm
okay.
not. It's just
Baby,
like
I'm against it.
interesting
I'm
how like
against it.
all the women before you get like super ripped, shredded Nick, and I get like dad bod Nick.
I give you a baby and.
Now,
No, literally, I'm working to get my body back, and you're like, well, I'll have the crackle oat brands at night every night.
I just want to put it out there before you come after my wife. I appreciate the shame. I ran yesterday.
Nick
Did
thrives
you?
in shame. Yeah.
I thrive with,
Mhm.
yes, I'm fine with it.
Is your Dancing with the Stars body just like in the back of your head and you're like, I will run to this?
Well, listen, the reality is I am older. That's true. I have a little less energy. That's also true. But I have some bad habits that I have to eliminate from my life.
The 6 popsicles at night.
There's
and the
way too much.
and the
I was not eating the same
3
amount of cereal that I am
cereal
today.
bowls. Like
Yeah.
is gnarly.
It's
Yeah.
the lime popsicles from Whole
Yeah.
Foods.
If I could get rid of those
Yes.
lime popsicles and the cereal,
He'd be
watch
good.
out.
Did you
You'd
give
be
up
good.
your cookies?
Cookies.
Aren't you an Oreo man?
Well, that's Nally's buying them. I had some cookies over the holidays because there were a package in the pantry at the farm for sure.
You're saving them. Don't waste it.
He also ate a Little Debbie Christmas tree.
They were
cake.
out.
Oh, those are good.
I know.
And they were the extra large size.
You
If you
gotta
put them out.
Yeah, eating stuff you're not supposed to eat and then hating yourself in your body is a natural part of the holidays that
Yes.
everybody
It's a
experiences.
We all
We
experience
all do.
it.
You have to. If not, what would the holidays be for?
But it is time for Dad to get in shape for sure. After watching those videos, I was like, God damn, I was really good shape.
Did you learn how to flip?
no
Mm,
flips.
no flips.
from
Flips are
Nick.
scary.
There's still room to
No
improve.
flicks, but he did have a shaved face for Pinocchio, and that was probably just as shocking as a flip would have been. So,
And
Huh?
how's my face?
oh honey, you've always had a great face. I just do prefer the beard. I would also not prefer a beard on Jacob Elordi, but he tends to not care about
Yeah.
anyone's opinion but his own.
Is it for a movie role?
I think
Mm,
so.
I
It's the only
feel
way I
like-
justify it in my head.
Well, first of all, he's literally maybe the only man alive who looks marketably better without a beard.
Yeah.
Oh, well, me too. I look worse with a beard. But
Well, I wouldn't know, Justin.
and you won't know.
You'll never know.
But he was hot,
yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
Well, he went with,
Attractive
he's
now.
gone for let's just grow it out and see what happens beard.
bushy. Yeah.
It needs to be like tapered a little,
Trimmed.
trimmed.
Yeah,
and he's got a little redness in his beard, so it's like, are you
It's not
Sure.
full.
No.
And he's doing different with his hair. It's just a lot of
Longer.
things at once
It's-
that I feel like
it's
we weren't
given
ready
up.
for.
Is he playing George Harrison or no?
I know that he is. I think I think he is.
That's
why I said
He's
it's
playing
movie
Beetle,
role.
and
Devastating.
Why?
Jacob Elordi is George Harrison?
I mean, I don't. Who else?
I don't know. Not the guy from Euphoria as the
He,
man
honestly,
as Hari Krishna. All things must pass. George Harrison.
he did great as Elvis.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know. I'm just not huge on biopics. I will be seeing the Ringo one. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Wait, aren't they just making a Beatles one?
They're making Sam Mendes is making 4 different movies, all from each Beatles member perspective. It's like
Wow.
the Avengers of biopics. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I'll
No.
definitely not be watching those though.
Me
I'll
neither,
watch
yeah,
the
I'm
Ringo.
good.
will.
I'll watch Barry Keoghan as Ringo.
Oh,
But my pitch is it should be a Muppet movie.
Have
I
they
think-
come out with everyone who's playing?
I think Paul Mescal is George.
I like that.
Barry is Ringo.
I like that.
Harris Dickinson is John Lennon.
Oh,
And
I
I
like
wanna-
that.
And is Jacob Elordi George? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah,
is Tyler Cameron playing one of them?
he
Because
could.
he could be doing that instead of leaking screenshots of
That's
text
true.
messages.
That would be a much better
With
use
his
of his
girlfriend.
time.
This is crazy. Obviously,
Well, I text
we-
Tyler on Thanksgiving wishing him
Oh.
a happy Thanksgiving. He didn't text me back, so
He was busy leaking screenshots.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was busy posting his screenshots, and
I was unaware of this.
Fuck the
Honestly-
Beatles. I want
What
to
is
hear about the
going
Okay,
screenshots.
so obviously we know Tyler, we know his sense of humor, we know Tate, we know her sense of humor. Everyone else is very much reading into this, while as like people around him or people who know them would like not. But he posted a screenshot of him and Tate's messages where he was like, "Don't go and get ice cream without your girlfriend or like without inviting her." So he released a screenshot and Tyler wrote to Tate, "Now you're mad again." And Tate said, "I just don't understand why anything fun you don't want to do with me. Well, go to Riverside, have a fun night." Tyler said, "We're getting ice cream. Are you kidding me? This is a fun moment." And he captioned the little screenshot, "Don't go on a sweet treat run without your girlfriend. Lesson learned." And people are like saying, why would you post like an argument between you and your girlfriend? While as like,
Must not have been that serious.
Well,
clearly.
Yeah.
And me reading that, it's like that's something I would say to Nick. If like Nick is like doing anything, I'm like, "Oh, you want to do that without me? Like you hate me. You don't love me. Like you like want to have so much fun without me." Like that's something that I think Tate and I think that's what a lot of women would probably like joke
I don't.
about.
I'm going to go ahead and guess Tyler Cameron didn't post an actual, sincere, huge fight between him and his girlfriend.
Right.
I could be wrong.
Right. And then he continued on the night with like scared to go back inside because like
He
what
leaned
am I
in.
gonna face? Yeah,
leaned
because it's like, but he leaned in before the criticism hit, so it was like clearly this wasn't like some big altercation.
And it
but
was like Thanksgiving, and there was no like other stories, and people were bored.
people were
so
really bored.
sitting on their couch arguing with their family, so they decided to
choose that.
Go
Sure.
after Tyler Cameron.
Right.
Yeah.
better than us.
Yeah. Truly. But he didn't text you back, so I feel like
That's true.
that is more of a headline than
Yeah.
this.
That is more of a headline.
Right? Tyler Cameron ignores Nick Viall.
Tyler Cameron hurts Nick's feelings.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Nick hasn't stopped crying since
Yeah.
Tyler Cameron hurt his
Yeah.
feelings.
Hey, page 6. Get
I
on
thought
this.
we were friends? Question mark.
Ooh.
Well, as you guys know, we took last Thursday off, so we did not have any NFL scores to review with you for our Vibes versus Stats segment. But fear not, we still have the segment brought to you by Wonderful Pistachios because Josh Allen and Hailee Steinfeld got engaged, and boy, is there some drama. Wonderful Pistachios with no shells comes in a variety of flavors, including chili roasted, honey roasted, sea salt and vinegar, smoky barbecue, sea salt and pepper, jalapeno lime, and the newest seasonal limited time edition, sweet cinnamon. With a wide range of flavors, there's a Wonderful Pistachios product for every taste bud and occasion. They're perfect for your game time gatherings or for taking with you on the go. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more.
Hailee Steinfeld's engaged to Josh Allen. Yay!
Josh Allen, who scored a 14-point play last night and kicked my ass in fantasy football, I was pretty pissed about that.
14 points in your fantasy football, not in the game. Because you were saying that last
It
night,
was
and I was
bullshit.
like, no,
They gave
he
him a
didn't.
passing and I don't even want to get
In
into it.
fantasy
But
football.
he is happily
Which is fake.
engaged to Hailee Steinfeld, famously known for the Bumblebee movies, Transformers.
No, Pitch
No.
Perfect. She also won an
Singing
Oscar.
career. Yeah.
She won an Oscar when she was little.
Literally.
Yeah, True Grit.
She's
And
iconic.
then also Across the
Yeah,
Spider-Verse,
I mean,
Spider
she also
Gwen.
did Bumblebee.
But Bumblebee is one of her like smaller roles, I would say.
What are you talking about? It was probably one of her highest grossing films.
I don't think
Uh,
so.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Pitch Perfect.
How much money did Bumblebee make
Ooh,
versus Pitch
Nick said
Perfect?
But
pull
she
it
didn't make
up.
money.
There's no way that Pitch
Nick
Perfect.
said pull it
Uh-huh.
up.
Pull it up.
Also,
Wow.
didn't the first Spider-Verse movie win an Oscar?
What is Spider-Verse?
It's the
The
cartoon
animated one.
Spider-Man.
It's Sony's like cartoon Spider-Man movie. They're really, really good.
Yeah.
I will say. And she plays
Okay.
Spider-Gwen.
Say it out loud, Justin.
I will say
Say
Say it out loud. Justin.
Bumblebee made 468 million worldwide.
Is that a lot?
And Pitch Perfect 2 made
She was in 3.
well
Oh,
just
she
in the
was in
US.
three.
Not
Was
three.
She was in
Three or
2
two?
and
I
3.
don't
She came
know.
in 2.
Okay.
But in 2
Oh, so combine. Let's combine them and see if it still beat Bumblebee.
She's booked and busy is all we're saying. And we're very
Nick
happy
saying
for
that
her.
Bumblebee was her
I-
highest grossing movie.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
known for being
you
in
know
Bumble
what?
movies.
Pitch
Bumblebee-
Perfect 2 and 3 made around the same amount. If you combine-
around the same amount.
But I think people know her from not Bumblebee. They know her from like Pitch Perfect or the movie that she won an Oscar
She is
for.
literally multi-talented.
Yeah.
She is.
Men know her from Michael Bay.
Original
Yeah.
Got it,
season.
got it.
Guys know her from
Bumblebee,
Pitch
I
Perfect.
believe, wasn't. I think it was directed by a woman, according to my roommate Cade, who loves Transformers.
Oh,
No.
really?
And that's his favorite
She also has a
Transformers
successful
movie.
music career too.
She does.
Yeah.
She is
Yeah.
very. She is very.
She
She
well
played
dressed.
Emily Dickinson
Very
Yeah,
iconic.
she did.
in a show
I
with Jane
love
Krakowski, Generational
running to
Talent.
her song. what's it
I
called?
love me.
Yeah.
I love myself.
Yeah.
I know you love like
And I don't need
He, like,
anybody
loves
else
music
that
from a
loves
certain
it.
time
Yes,
period.
he does.
I love it. It's on the same playlist.
Yeah.
I'm
2014.
assuming.
2014.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
I am picking up my stride when Hailee comes on. I am really that's how I finish my run. I love me for me or whatever it's fucking called.
And I don't
Yeah.
need anybody else.
I don't need anybody else, Hailee.
I
No.
forgot about that song.
It's a great,
Is your-
great
I'm
song.
right here.
You don't need anybody else.
Not- well, to read maybe?
Oh!
So Josh Allen is quarterback of Buffalo Bills,
Yeah.
and he is now engaged to Hailee Steinfeld. And there was a little bit of drama
Okay,
going on because Josh's ex-girlfriend, who ex-girlfriend of high school, of college, of beginning of NFL career, of recently of 2023.
She's been around.
2022.
I think what's important to remember, especially knowing that she was the high school college girlfriend, she's the one that thought she was going to
Get the ring.
get the ring.
Oh, she
Yeah.
put
You know
up with
what
a
I'm
lot, you know?
Hell yeah.
Maybe.
That's a lot of
She
you know?
yeah, she definitely thought she paid her dues.
But
for
she didn't
sure.
rebuild Bumblebee.
She didn't. She didn't gross $400 million.
she did not gross $400
She wasn't in
million.
an a cappella group.
She was
Yeah.
not. So then they announced that they are engaged, and there was a comment of someone trolling his ex-girlfriend saying haven't found the next pro athlete yet, and she allegedly responded with, luckily my boyfriend owns a team and doesn't play for one, don't have to be with another brain dead CTE athlete.
Oh.
And then posted on her story, my accounts have been hacked several times tonight, trying to get it resolved. If anyone has any tips, please let me know.
How many followers does she have? Is she big enough to be
I
hacked?
think she is an influencer.
Okay.
I
That
mean, I
would
don't
be
know
the
how
day
many
that
she
you would
has,
hack
but
somebody.
It is I see both sides.
Ooh.
I think that we've all been there. Every woman has been there. I can't
Yeah.
speak for men because I'm not one, but where you're your ex moves on and you're I need to be petty. And you ask your friend, you ask someone to comment, you get on your fake account and you go look at someone's story, you do some FBI you would never do that on your own.
No.
Are you kidding?
No,
like
no,
that's
no,
a
no.
crazy thing for her to write out.
Yeah.
And like there's just no way.
I mean, in the spirit of Gina from OC, sometimes you forget to log out of.
Sometimes you do
Well,
forget to
sometimes
log
it's your
main
out.
father.
account.
Do you think she Maddie Pruitted it?
No.
I think she did it.
There's
There's no way.
That's how many Instagram followers?
Conveniently, conveniently it was hacked right then.
That is a crazy thing.
NFL
An
fans
absolute-
are crazy.
Okay,
it's a
maybe,
crazy
maybe.
thing for her to have messaged that, knowing like what she
Okay,
was
but
saying.
who's
There's petty, and then there's talking
Wait.
about brain
But
damage.
it
Yeah.
is. Yes, I agree with that. But who's hacking someone's account to then just respond to something about their ex?
That's also
NFL
a good point.
followers.
Okay.
NFL fans are insane.
NFL
Yeah.
fans are insane.
I-
We're talking about gambling. We're
Okay,
talking about
valid.
people who have literally like bet their kids' college savings. They've bet their mortgage and
Jennifer
lost.
Janty's husband.
Mhm.
Yes.
And now
Timothy.
they've
But to kind of, sorry, to piggyback off of Justin, though, where I'm like, is it possible that maybe in a fit of rage or being upset, and it's Hailee Steinfeld, the whole thing, that maybe she wrote something out and then like all of a sudden got flooded with all of these death threats and whatnot and was like, I got hacked? Because we're not really hearing a lot of celebrity accounts getting hacked.
It is highly coincidental that
The timing.
That the timing is it's like why Josh Allen's
Yeah.
Josh Allen's
That's what I'm
ex-girlfriend
saying.
gets hacked?
Well, maybe somebody like Nick had a really rough fantasy game with Josh Allen. They were pissed and they wanted him to
I
suffer.
honestly,
so they went through her.
wanted to hack Josh Allen's account last night after they gave him a 14-point play in fantasy football, and I wanted to say something terrible and mean,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't. So.
I will say, me and his ex-girlfriend have a mutual friend.
Oh.
okay.
And our mutual friend posted on her story because these two events happened separately, like the proposal, and then I think like a couple days later
The
or
post or
whatever the
whatever.
post happened, the comment happened. So our mutual friend posted a screenshot of her and the ex-girlfriend's text the day that the engagement was announced. So before this comment ever happened, and said like, hey babe, just checking on you, like, are you okay? And she was like, thank you so much for checking on me. I'm great. I've actually known about this for a few weeks now. So like she had time to process it. She'd known about it. So like for then her to like turn around and write a crazy ass comment a few days later,
That's true.
And didn't
like it doesn't add up.
didn't she quote unquote double down in the comments, allegedly coming from the same person who hacked her account?
I haven't seen that, no. But
There's only one comment then, the CTE comment.
I just know of the CTO one.
I think she got hacked.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is a wild thing for an influencer to be saying.
No, that's
To that
it's
point, like,
crazy.
she's PR
CTE
trained.
brain
That's
damage
crazy.
is like an insanely mean
Like,
thing to
hurtful,
say
yeah.
with somebody that you like have had such a long-term relationship with too. Like,
right? Like to wish
yeah.
that, yeah, like that's, I definitely think she got hacked too.
Thank you, Wonderful Pistachios, for sponsoring this segment of the Viall Files. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more.
You know
That's
what'd be
good.
iconic is I want to see Nick host a panel at BravoCon or Bravo Fest.
Right?
Yes.
Nick would eat. The people would be like, I actually don't want to go to that panel. I'll be skipping because they will
I think
be
they would
held.
go.
I think they would be just like held. They would have to answer the questions.
They would be like,
I
The
don't want to
cast,
do that.
the
Yeah,
talent.
yeah.
They'd
The
be
cast.
like, he asked actual question. Well, Andy's good.
It'd
sorry.
be the podcast.
Yeah,
panel.
Andy's good, but the other.
Well,
I
because
don't know
Rachel
who
Lindsay
else.
had a panel too.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
she
how
did
do we get
great.
you
No,
there?
she
Yeah.
did great. I saw a clips of her. She did good. Why'd you say oh? No, she did good.
I'm just looking around.
But I'll give us a rapid run through of everything that happened at Bravo Fan Fest. Which, first of all, why did it happen the weekend before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, that is strange.
The girls got to eat before the people can eat.
Was it also in Vegas? Like
No.
they
I
do
I think it's
BravoCon?
Miami.
No, so they took a pause this year, and that's why they're doing like Fan Fest in Miami and then like the little screeners here and there in every city. But okay, I'll give you a rapid run through. So Bronwyn Newport reposted a video of Andy Cohen skipping over Heather Gay in a group hug.
Yikes.
Iconic.
Was it on purpose? Was it for a moment? Was it to create some noise?
It was giving he was excited to see everybody, but somehow conveniently skipped Heather Gay.
Hmm.
But Bronwyn reposted it being like, you skipped me,
Bronwyn's
so...
being messy.
I was going to
Being
say, but
messy.
Heather did the exact same thing to Bronwyn.
So that's why
So
Bronwyn-
then I was like,
yeah.
was it a little play, like a little cheeky?
Lisa Barlow feels underappreciated on Salt Lake City.
Of course she does.
But she's iconic for that. Meredith
Why?
Marks defended her Audrey Hepburn bangs.
I think those are
Good.
indefensible.
How did she defend him?
She was just like,
She committed to the bit.
She didn't apologize. For
she
them.
basically said, why isn't everyone else wearing clip-on bangs? Bronwyn was, but she didn't acknowledge that. And she was like, I was the one that, committed to the bit.
I was like, babe, that's how they look.
Yeah, it's not the bit. It was,
It was the
wasn't
way
that-
that they were on the back of your neck.
yeah, literally.
Meredith, I think you looked wonderful.
Kyle
Oh my
Richards
God.
bumped into Lisa Vanderpump recently, and Lisa is friendly-ish, is what she said. So Lisa won't hug Kyle,
Oh,
Goodbye,
but she'll just be like, hi.
Why wasn't she hungry?
Because Lisa and Kyle Richards had a falling out, and then Lisa Vanderpump left Beverly Hills.
Can't they get over it?
Well, Lisa Vanderpump can't, according to.
Lisa wants all of us to forgive Tom Sandoval, which, to be clear, I think people should get over that too. But
Yeah, that is
if she
interesting.
if she expects the cast of Vanderpump to show Tom grace, then
Yeah.
she should lead by example. Should she not?
LVP, if you're listening.
LVP.
I do think she's a little problematic.
She's more than a little problematic.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Andy Cohen responded to whether Teddy should return to Beverly Hills. Before I say what he said, what do you think?
No.
What's your response and what do you think he said?
No.
Bring it on.
I
Yeah.
think she should. Absolutely.
Bring it on. Bring the mess on.
Yes.
Well, so the audience member asked him the question.
Teddy
and
works for that paycheck.
She does.
a little
She's-
desperately.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's
No.
been working for that paycheck and she still hasn't gotten it for 3 years.
I don't know. Desperate Housewives.
She got a
for
one
you
episode.
with Teddy Mellencamp.
Yeah. Well, basically, the whole audience booed. So,
You know what?
Good
answer.
They would all, exactly. The whole audience had a strong opinion about Teddy,
So they would
And
all
that's-
tune in
and
to
that's
watch.
what we care about.
there you go.
That's
Well, so Andy
true.
Cohen,
Mhm.
basically, to summarize it, was like, well, the crowd isn't enthusiastic. But then he was like, I don't understand why people made her to be the villain, why people hate her that much. Like, we're not casting right now, but like, we never know. But
I think Teddy Mellencamp should
Come on as a
replace Garcelle. And I think Garcelle should focus on her acting and producing and being the iconic bad bitch that she is because she doesn't have time for Real Housewives
I
of Beverly Hills.
literally forgot that
Mhm.
she was on this season.
I'm offended.
Well, I'm just saying she was nowhere in this episode. Where was she?
That's called icon behavior. She doesn't need to be in every episode, and we still love her.
Do we though?
I do.
But
I do.
But no one talked.
I'm indifferent.
She wasn't.
about
No
her.
one
It's
like talked.
Oh, you're
yeah.
here. Okay.
She's not like bringing anything to the season yet, and maybe there's like more to come. But right now, first 2 episodes, it's like we're
I
not
think
really
her
getting much from
presence
Garcelle.
brings enough.
What does it bring?
It brings
Fabulousness.
girl boss. It brings like representation. It brings like me and Sutton are best friends when you wouldn't think we would be best friends.
Why
Mhm.
wouldn't we think they're best friends?
Yeah.
Well, because Miss Fancy Pants, like not to rehash her storylines, but her original storylines were a little problematic. Garcelle, as she
Oh.
is, like doesn't tolerate people that aren't
Mhm.
inclusive.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Speaking of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, guess where I'm going tomorrow night? Tonight.
Where?
Kathy
Yes.
Hilton's Christmas party?
Tomorrow night. Or tonight.
No,
Kathy
it's
Hilton.
tonight.
Is it?
Technically tonight.
Is it?
No.
Damn it.
Crystal Minkoff's Christmas party.
Whoa.
Oh, wait, that's iconic too.
Right.
Are you
And it-
staying
Yeah.
home?
You know, it's
It's a girls only.
girls' dinner.
And she was like, I need to know who's coming because I'm getting things personalized. So I need to know who
Wow.
will be there.
This
And I
isn't a
was like,
party. This is a dinner.
I will be coming for the personalized Chanel bag, of course.
Is there going to be caviar?
I don't know.
course.
Drinks are at 6:30. Dinner's at 7:30.
Okay.
Mm.
If there's caviar and you
At a
guys do
private residence. So
caviar bumps, let
I
me
will not
know.
be doing that. I
Babe,
don't eat
babe,
caviar. But
It honestly, it doesn't taste like anything. Just you can put it the smallest bit on a cracker and just swallow it whole.
a little creme fraiche.
You won't even know.
I'm not doing that.
Baby, you gotta fit in with the. You gotta fit in.
You have to do a bump.
The amount of dresses that I've tried on for this event
Okay.
for this
Crystal knows.
dinner.
They're gonna
She
be,
knows how to throw a party.
Well,
She know,
Mhm.
and there's gonna be some. There's gonna be some big.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some big.
She
names
knows
there.
people.
She knows.
And
She
to that
knows
point,
people.
why not bring Crystal back instead of Teddy?
That's
I
what
rest my
I
case.
Well, because I
Same.
think Crystal has moved on to
Crystal has.
She
bigger and
has.
better things.
I agree with that too, but
If you see the plane from Stuart Little, can you tell me how big it is and
Sure.
how like little Stuart Little must have been in real life?
Sure.
Thank
okay,
you.
wait, last thing from Bravo Fan Fest that I think is worth talking about. So Sierra from Summer House, she was talking about the traders and she called the gamers sociopaths. They're crazy people.
Referring to herself included or everyone else but her.
The
When she said
gamers.
gamers, she's talking about like Big Brother people,
Survivor.
people.
Oh,
'Cause they
like,
mix.
They identify as themselves as gamers because they go in this show and they're playing quote unquote games.
Which
Got
I
it.
agree. After seeing how they played MJ last season, I was like, oh, these people are.
It's a different breed.
I think it's
Mm.
no. I think it's what it is. It's a different show.
Yeah.
I think
for sure.
I think you
Yeah.
have people like Sierra who come from Bravo, Housewives, of Summer House, ensemble cast, drama, and then you have Big Brother people where it's like, guys, this is not that serious. We're playing a game here. But Bravo people, they don't play games. They go on there and they're attacking each other's character, and then shows like us go on there and judge and have opinions, and then we have Sierra and West and they break up and it's all messy, and all these people are getting like just hardcore criticisms from fans, and then they go on to these shows where like people are like deliberately lying and manipulating and quote unquote stabbing people in the back. And I think people like Sierra have been affected, or just like Bachelor people.
Mhm.
Like when Bachelor people or Bravo people, you're like, you can't say shit like that because people are gonna fucking hate you for this. And then like, I think the gamers are like,
They don't care.
We're playing a game.
Yeah.
Calm down. And I think you have two different perceptions of like what this show should be. I mean, Traitors is a game.
Mhm.
I think the Sears of the world or the people who are from Bachelor world are so like traumatized by the shows that they come from. They don't know how to just loosen up and just play the game, so to speak, for fear of, you know, a bad edit or fan criticisms or things like that. I think the gamers are just, they want to come on and play a game. I don't think it's that serious.
Same. I also think that it's like from like a Housewives Bravo background. It's like you're filming more of like a docuseries of day in the life kind of, where I'm like people going on Survivor. It's like they're programmed to be strategic and to make moves. So then it's like the Housewives and Bravo people are like, whoa, you guys are crazy. You guys, you said this, but then you meant this. And it's like, no, that's part of the game. Whereas like Summer House, you're supposed to find the person that's lying to you or out them or whatever.
The word strategy in like Bachelor Nation,
you can't say it.
oh my, you might as well.
You're evil.
Pack your bags.
You're here for the wrong reason.
I mean, you're a bad person.
Your journey has come to an end.
So, you know, so like the idea is that someone's like thinking out of the box and being strategic is like, wait, I don't think you can do that, man. This is
Which-
You're supposed to be authentic.
Which I think, going to that point, she also said that the people are coming for your personality. Hopefully people don't hate me after the Traitors. This is an insane game.
I think she's just very worried. I think she's gonna be fine. It's
Yeah.
Traitors.
Yeah.
Like we just, it's not that big of a deal.
She did say Tom Sandoval has more drama than Dorinda.
I believe that.
Yeah,
I
So-
believe that too.
Yeah.
I mean, Dorinda is a walking drama creator, so
We are
Yes,
gonna see
she
Tom Sandoval
is.
yell at a woman
Yeah,
at some
absolutely.
point.
probably.
Yes.
Absolutely.
He's an equal
I-
opportunity
And
yeller.
call her dude.
Yep.
Dude.
Well, to that note, Schwartz and Sandy's is closing.
No.
this
came-
I never
Well,
went.
I am.
I don't give a
I
shit.
don't wish them ill.
Yeah, I was a little sad.
Were you like going and supporting their business
We went once,
once?
and then they had cherry ketchup, and I was like,
Can't go back.
They have
Go
nice
Yeah.
snapbacks, nice hats.
they do have nice hats. Yeah, I'm not happy that it closed. I don't wish them
Why
ill.
did they announce why that they're closing?
It was a lot of like, we just are choosing different. It was very PC. So this came out days before we found out ultimately that Vanderpump is not returning with the OG cast.
Mm-hmm.
So I project that I think it was attached to that, but essentially they were saying like, this was a business venture that was good. Like our hearts were attached to it, but we're like moving forward onto whatever.
Okay.
And like, thank you to the staff and everybody. And then it was also tied to like reality TV kind of had an effect on our business.
Did Tom Sandoval say anything?
Well, yeah, so they each had theirs. So Sandoval's was essentially what I just said, but he ended it with saying like, the allure of being associated with reality TV has hidden what it is, an amazing spot and location for LA locals. I highly recommend you check us out, especially if you haven't yet. Let us together one last time. So it's like,
Oh,
So
so
he
they're doing
atta-
like a one last night, and he's trying to get. The
well, and he's
people.
attaching it to like the allure of reality TV is what like
Interesting.
ruined their business, I guess.
I mean, it did.
His
Yeah.
girlfriend left a comment on it too, saying that like she was trying to get signage for the center because where it's located is in a
a little
corner,
hidden,
in a
yeah.
back corner, back alleyway of
Across from the Ralphs.
It's not prime real estate.
Franklin Village. Yeah, so if there's no sign, you don't know that it's there, and if you're not a fan of the show, you don't know it's there.
If only they had signed.
Yeah,
Things
so
would be a
but
lot
she
different.
she was blaming the owners or whoever
Yeah.
else part owners of Schwartz and Sandy, saying that if they would have just let her buy the signage with her own money, it would have done well.
She is such a hero.
She really
Oh
is.
Honestly.
my gosh.
She's a loyal girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think someone hacked the Vanderpump Rules producers to release a statement that they were not bringing back the cast?
I think that's legit.
I thought you were going to ask if someone hacked Kristin Cavallari's
Oh my god.
podcast. Or
She hacked
Instagram.
her own podcast.
Yeah.
Honestly, she's doing the Lord's work.
She is.
She's giving us receipts.
Should we talk about that one too?
Let's get
She's-
into it.
She's messy.
Well, okay. So basically, Scott Disick slid into Kristin Cavallari's DMs.
First of all, what does she refer to the Kardashians as?
The Kardashians.
Kardashians.
The Kardashians.
On purpose?
Yes.
She does not like them.
Okay.
That's such a I love Kristin. That is such a 2014 ass thing to say.
It is.
Beautiful, beautiful work.
The
It's vintage.
Kardashians.
It's,
The
it's
Kardashians.
vintage.
well,
Vintage Kristin.
so here's the thing though, because I feel like Scott Disick was kind of being wholesome with the way he slid in, but the way she proposed it and like leaked it to
Oh
her
my god,
podcast.
it was the most manipulative text I've ever heard. In
Okay,
my
maybe.
life.
So let's read it. So for context, on her podcast, she read out the DMs on loud. Natalie, if you
Yeah.
want to read it.
Do we have them?
It started
Yes.
because she had been kind of like, Kristen's been doing this thing where she's reading like old headlines of herself from like years and years ago.
She's been
and
doing this
she's,
thing
like-
where she's just
she's
like
debunking.
being messy
She's
and having
debunking
fun.
these headlines.
She's making headlines.
So
Okay.
she's
She's
like,
making
I
headlines while debunking headlines.
clearly she was like, I've never like looked at this stuff, but you know, like this, most of these headlines are lies, whatever. She was like, and now it's time for me to like tell you the truth about them. So she's kind of like, some of the stuff about the Kardashians have come up, whatever. And it was like Kris Jenner sent Scott Disick in to be like, because Kristen and Scott used to be like best friends. Like she knew Scott before he was dating Kourtney.
Okay.
Like she became friends with Kourtney through Scott because her and Scott were so close. Like it's a whole thing. So she was like, I know Kris Jenner sent his ass to me to like silence me. And he sent her a DM being like, hey, 3 exclamation points. It's been such a long time. It's crazy, kind of crazy how our lives ended up being kind of similar. I feel like it would be so good to see you and catch up and talk about the things you've got to go through with kids and changing your life around over and over. I really miss you though, and wish I would have reached out earlier. Just been busy trying to be the best dad I can be. I don't have time for much, but trying to think about myself a little bit again. Trying anyway. Hope to hear from you. Just text me so it's easier to chat. That's a crazy manipulative text.
But it's also giving like 50-year-old
and
man.
when did he reach out?
flirting.
And what's the
this
timing?
was like after Kristen started talking about some of the like Kardashians and
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Scott is known to be sent in as a pawn for Kris Jenner's.
Scott's a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Scott doesn't understand why Kristen felt the need to read something he felt was a personal message between them out to the entire world. He also doesn't understand why Natalie Joy just read it on the Viall Files. Scott was being genuine and didn't see what the big deal was to reach out and see if Kristen wanted to catch up. He's really surprised by the way she reacted and didn't see that coming at all. Scott feels like she could have declined or even ignored the message if she wasn't interested.
These are
Well,
fair
who is that
points.
speaking for Scott? Why isn't Scott speaking?
Yeah.
Scott feels, Scott thinks, Scott's this. Like,
It was Chris.
why isn't
was
Scott just
Chris.
literally?
Chris was the insider.
I want to say I love Scott.
No, love Scott too.
He's incredible.
He's hilarious.
But part of me thinks that he's just a 50-year-old man that does. I mean, he was younger back then, but like who doesn't know how
I
to
think he's like
send
41.
a DM. But like this is giving like the DM is giving not manipulative without the context, without the
The
context.
amount of like young women he's dated, this man
Yeah,
is
that's
not
true.
like some old fart that's like out
That is
of
true.
the
He
out
knows
of
how to
social
slide in
media.
and DM.
He knows how to
Okay.
slide in a DM.
Valid.
And he does not realize he is messing with Kristen.
Kristen.
Kristen. fuck.
Vintage Kristen.
Vintage Kristen.
Crazy
Yeah.
Kristen. With love.
She's got guts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean,
Guilty. We rest the case.
Yes. Reason. That's funny.
I've heard she's got quite the roster
Roster.
of famous
Mhm.
exes.
Oh yeah.
She never dated him. They never did anything together. They were just
I'm
friends.
just saying,
Like
I
hookups.
don't just
Nick Lachey. Remember when she dated Nick Lachey right after Jessica Simpson?
I
no.
don't remember.
Wow.
It's like I do when she said it, but like no.
Oh my God, that was huge.
After Jessica
After
Simpson?
Jessica Simpson divorce.
Like,
And
During
then
the
everyone,
divorce.
everyone was like, she was just saying this in her podcast. She was like, I would get on a red carpet and they would be like, she's stealing Jessica Simpson's pose. And it was like, hand on the hip. It's like, what are you supposed to do on a red carpet?
Well, it also shows how crazy like people are because there was the whole idea of a crossover between Vanessa and Jessica, and then Kristen's like, I was here. It happened.
Yeah. She's like, if there was a crossover, it was with me, motherfucker.
And no, I did not steal her pose.
That is crazy. No, yeah. Kristen,
Doing the Lord's
honestly,
work,
I
yeah.
need her to write a tell-all
Oh my
book
God.
or movie. I
At
need
this
a
point.
biopic
Yeah.
of Kristin Cavallari.
The Chris, yes.
Like, forget the Beatles. We don't need that.
Literally.
We need Kristin
What did the
Cavallari.
Beatles ever do that Kristin Cavallari didn't?
Yeah, like
Thank you.
Quince, it's time to shop for unique items. Fill out your wardrobe with some really great pieces from Quince. You know, every store you go to, it feels like it's the same fast fashion. Well, not at Quince. Quince is making sure that you're giving gifts that people actually want. Quince is the perfect spot for timeless gifts made from premium materials. Quince offers luxury clothing, home goods, and accessories at more affordable prices by cutting out the middleman. With options like their cashmere sweater or leather jacket, you'll stay cozy all autumn. Quince's iconic Mongolian cashmere sweater starts at $50. Their super soft fleece pants, a major upgrade for lounging. Packable puffer jackets, perfect for any travel. The point is, they have an absolutely amazing selection of high-quality pieces at Quince that you can't find anywhere else. And their prices are even more shocking. And the good news is they're ethical. You can feel good about shopping at Quince because Quince only works with factories that use ethical, safe, and responsible manufacturing practices along with premium fabrics and finishes. Gift luxury this season without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/VIALL for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/VIALL to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/VIALL. Grammar, it's so easy to mess up, don't I know it? But now is the time to write with confidence with Grammarly. Grammarly is the AI writing tool that provides you with real-time suggestions as you write. You can stay focused and get through your work faster with Grammarly. So whether you're writing on your own or maybe you're running an office, you have a team of people that are sending emails constantly all day long, give them the gift of efficiency this year with Grammarly. Grammarly helps with any writing, from brainstorming to sounding more confident and persuasive at work. 90% of professionals say Grammarly has saved them time writing, editing their work. 4 out of 5 professionals say Grammarly helps them gain buy-in and action through their communication. Hey, listen, if you're like me, if you are millions of typos every time you write an email, stop wasting time proofreading your emails. I mean, if you're like me, no matter how many times you reread it, you're not going to catch everything. Well, let Grammarly do that. Stop wasting, who knows how many minutes or hours you are wasting not catching mistakes in your email. Let Grammarly do that. Let it help you write with more confidence. Let it help you make sure you have the right tone. It's so incredible what they're doing. They have text-aware suggestions everywhere you write. Grammarly works across more than 500,000 apps and websites. 93% of professionals report that Grammarly helps them get more work done. Experience their gold standard of responsible AI. For 15 years, Grammarly has helped professionals do more with their writing. Their data is secure and never sold. So if you want to get more work done this year, give you and your team the gift of Grammarly. Get more done with Grammarly. Download Grammarly for free at grammarly.com/podcast. That's grammarly.com/podcast.
Should we get into some shows?
Well, I'm gonna sound like the biggest Vanderpump cast fan, but can we dive into them recasting?
R.I.P.
I feel like
I
this is like
know.
the biggest news of like Bravo at the moment.
But I feel like we're not going to watch, right?
Well, I think everybody's gonna watch the first episode.
We're going to watch the first episode.
Yeah.
We'll give it a shot. We will judge it. We will probably not like it at first. I swear to God, if Lisa comes in and pretends this isn't a TV show and fake fires her cast, I'm going to be so fucking
Well, she's
pissed.
the only one that's staying.
Could you-
Everybody's gone except her.
Could you imagine the opening scene of the first episode is just her having everybody come in and be like, all right, so you fired?
Yeah.
You're
No.
fired?
It's like Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and they just like kill all the cast members like halfway through and bring
Weird
in an
dream
entire
sequence.
new cast. Yeah.
I just do not need Lisa Vanderpump's mentorship.
Yeah.
Oh, you know that's why she's doing it. She's got to give herself a bigger role because this last cast has pushed her out.
Well, the thing is too is I'm like,
How is this different than Vanderpump Villa?
it's not.
Location.
It's not Sir, but like
One's
Villas
on
in-
Bravo, one's on Hulu.
France.
Yeah.
France.
the thing
yes.
is though, Vanderpump Rules was iconic because of its cast. Like people loved Katie, Ariana, all of them, but like you get rid of them, it's just Vanderpump Villa,
Mhm.
which wasn't that big.
Well, the big question is this cast going to be willing to go there? You know?
Yeah.
Are
They,
they gonna
they
be-
have big shoes to fill.
I have heard some storylines that might happen, and they do sound wild, but
I
it also
mean,
sounds like fabricated.
Are they actually friends? This is the thing. I think that's what
They're
made
all
Vanderpump
coworkers.
so.
But are they actually friends? And like, are they also pursuing other things than just to be on Vanderpump
So that's the
Rules?
thing
Yeah.
that a lot of people work at Sir because they love the show and wanted to hopefully maybe get on the show. So like now you're gonna have a cast of people that wanted to be on the show that actually made it on the show.
Right, and the beauty of
Mhm.
the first 2 seasons is that they're all aspiring
Musicians,
actresses,
actors,
musicians,
yeah.
They didn't
models.
know.
Yeah, so it's like we get to see the
They had
delusion of
no
Hollywood
clue
plus
that they were on TV.
working
Yeah.
at a restaurant. So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know. That's like magic that I don't know that you can recreate unless
was-
it's
Special
Also,
sauce.
you did that with Vanderpump Villa. Why do we need it with Vanderpump Rules? Like I feel like there was no point in doing a third reboot at that point. You know?
I think she's just not going to let that money go, you know. So we're going to
Yeah.
see what happens, and
Yeah.
hopefully it is good.
And
But
it's still called Vanderpump Rules, or is
Yeah.
it It's still.
It's just, they're just for the next season recasting the
Okay.
whole.
that's what I'm saying. Like, are we starting at season 1, or are we going to call this season 13?
You know, it is funny though. Peter still works at Sir, so like he's the
Yeah.
only one that survived.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Peter will like come in as the elder.
Whatever happened to Peter's streaming service? Remember, he was like going to start his own Bachelor show.
Yeah.
The reality TV network. or
Yeah, he had his
something.
own like Roku channel or something.
We haven't heard of it, so I'm
it
assuming
went with everyone else's dreams.
he was
Mhm.
buying the shows that were made that never made it to TV, is what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll have an update for you next week.
Kristen is pregnant.
Yeah, congratulations.
This makes me
Kristen
happy.
Doty.
Kristen Doty
Kristen
is
Doty,
pregnant.
not Cavallari.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
oh my god, can you imagine?
Kristen Doty is
Kristen
pregnant.
Doty is
Mhm.
pregnant.
Oh.
It's so exciting. We actually ran into them. I think we actually talked about this when we ran into them at the park a while back. And I asked her, it was like just me and her talking, and I asked her how, trying was going. And she was like, I'm pregnant. Don't tell anyone. And she was like, I'm feeling sick. I don't feel good. And she was like just about to go to her first appointment. And so I was
Aw.
sending like the best of energies towards her. And I'm so happy to see that she has announced and everything is going well. And that is just so exciting for her.
Yeah, this is her rainbow baby.
Truly.
Yeah.
And I love that
a
she
rainbow
announced
baby.
it the same, like right around the time they announced Vanderpump being canceled.
Iconic.
Well, and it's when they
What a
announced
flex.
they announced Sheena Shea, Tom Schwartz, and Lala Kent are gonna be in the Valley as like friend ofs.
And she was like, well, I am pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, I have a
I
secure
think-
job and I have a baby.
I think it's two
Yeah.
entirely different things, just coincidence.
Oh, I'm
but
so happy for
It's an
her.
incredible coincidence.
I don't believe in
then.
coincidences.
Really,
I believe that Kristin rose from the ashes and is now
she did.
A
top bitch.
phoenix. Oh, or
It
that
is
bitch.
kind of like a really full, complete circle of the show not being able to continue pretty much because of Scandival, like fallout, and then you have Kristin, the
They thought she was gone.
the original Tinder in the fire that would become Scandival,
Yes.
being pregnant and being fine, and
And
Tom
Floyd.
Sandoval just
Yeah. Well, the Valley has like good storylines because Jasmine's also engaged now.
Jasmine's engaged, Kristen's engaged, and she's pregnant.
Yes.
And then the whole Jackson Brittany.
I
and
think
then
Zach
this
has a
is-
partner on the season 2.
This is gonna be
Everybody.
a juice, and the Michelle
I
and,
was gonna
and
s-
Jesse's like exes
right.
and her
Yeah.
news. It's
I
gonna
love
be
They were like the big drama at the end of last season, and now we're like, don't
Who?
even care. So
Yeah.
much going on.
so much going
I
on.
can't wait.
Ugh.
It's very exciting.
So that's kind of also what I'm hoping for the new season of Vanderpump. Because remember, we were all like, I don't know about the Valley. Like, we're
But
really
it still had
trying.
people that we loved on it.
That
you
is
know,
true.
like we
I was,
loved Kristen.
I
we
was
loved
very
Brittany.
optimistic about the Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adults in their 30s trying, with kids,
Yeah.
still trying to make it in LA. That's good. That's good
I want to see
stuff.
Janet fighting for her life because the audience turned on her.
Oh,
That's what I want to
fighting
see.
for her
Janet-
spot because Lala, Sheena are
I
coming.
already forgot that.
literally.
Yeah, come on. Janet.
She's no
boy.
longer
She
pregnant.
might be kicked to the curb.
This is the big leagues, Janet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of crazy drama, another season, Mom Talk.
Oh my God, more
Will it
lives.
survive?
Secret Lives of Mormon
Have you seen
Wives.
what's been happening?
They are working.
Oh, they're
Overtime.
working.
They're clocked in. They're working
I love
overtime.
them so much.
I know.
Mhm.
It honestly, it's feeling a little forced, and it's feeling a little like we know what you're doing.
Taylor.
Because it
But I
is
still
so
don't care. I
it's
still don't
just
care.
it's just so stupid, and it's like it's like season 1 of Roni. We're fighting about cheese. Like we're fighting about nothing.
No, but I think it works for Mormon wives because their mom talk, their TikTok, they're supposed to be like fabricated, random, pointless drama.
So
Yeah.
they're upset right now because Taylor Frankie Paul presented at the
CMAs.
CMAs,
Mhm.
which was huge. She was up there with who is she with? I know she awarded Brooks and Dunn, which is like an insane.
That's a moment.
Damn.
That's a moment. Yeah,
Okay.
that's huge. And I remember seeing her like post her little photo dump of the CMAs, and of course I follow a few of the moms, and I like their comments obviously are like what I see at the bottom of
Mhm.
the post. So I saw a few of them being like, "Go girl, hell yeah, pop out," whatever.
Mhm.
And then a few days later, I see Taylor being like, no one was supporting me. No one from Mom Talk was there. Like, no one said anything. No one texted me. No one commented. No one was supporting nothing. And I was like, babe, what? Like, I literally saw them do that.
Mhm.
And then they're all responding, being like, are you crazy? Like, we definitely did. They're posting screenshots. They're posting like,
Text, group chats.
I mean, it's like this whole thing. And it is, I think, still being drawn out to this day. And the CMAs were,
Yeah.
I don't know, a month ago? I mean,
What
No,
did,
literally.
what
I
did
mean-
Taylor?
Well, so Michaela
Respond.
Michaela reposted her like dump and said, "Wow, what a woman! I strive to be her. So incredible. She deserves a title of leader of Mom Talk." And then Jesse posted.
That is
that's a
way more than
so
she should have had
Jesse
to do.
Right?
posted their.
I would have
DMs.
been like, thumbs up, white heart.
Yes, queen,
Well, so-
slay.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
here's-
Like
here's-
two hands up.
Woohoo.
Here's the thing.
Congrats! I would have abbreviated congratulations.
Well, so they did more. So Jessie posted her DMs to Taylor. So she responded to Taylor being like, nobody like commented, whatever. And Jessie was like, Tay, I literally posted you on my story. Are you for real? Also reposted your CMA TikTok and texted you the whole day you were there
Wait.
to support
Maybe,
you.
maybe did Taylor just reveal herself to have all these ladies muted on Instagram? So maybe she didn't see their comments.
Oh.
That's what I'm thinking.
I didn't even
Maybe.
think of that.
She was like, yikes.
She's like, oh.
She was like, my assistant didn't tell me anybody liked my post.
Anyways,
good
there's a
point,
lot of
maybe.
comments, a lot of DMs. So maybe you're right.
But they're still
They're still
going.
texts, yeah.
They're also still. I mean, I think Demi has still been posting on her story. And then like Taylor's back involved with the drama of like the McKenna, the soft swinging. They're like posting screenshots. They're posting videos of them like kiss. It is like honestly getting a little
Even
out
the
of
dads are
control.
posting.
Yeah,
They're
her
doing
and
dad talk
Dakota.
now.
Whoa. Even
Crazy.
dad talk is falling
Actually, I
apart.
do really enjoy Brett.
Should we join
Demi's
mom
husband.
and dad talk like just from afar?
They have one in LA, or
Just-
there's people
Oh.
teasing it. But
Wait, can you just like splice the screen and just like do whatever they're doing in
What if we did
their
that?
dad talks?
Just mom talk adjacent?
Potentially.
I think we could. Should
Maybe.
maybe.
Start your own scene.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a franchise thing. I think they're going to do Secret Lives of LA Wives.
Yeah.
So you can join.
I will not be doing reality TV, but
Okay.
that sounds fun.
Beverly Hills.
I'm locked and loaded with this show.
So far, so good with this season. I'm drawn in. I'm entertained.
Last season, Nick was like, I can't stand to read. Like, she is so this, she's so that. Like, blah, Chanel, this. Her outfits are insane. And now that she's single, he wants to fuck her. And it's like it's just
Don't,
crazy.
don't protest too much,
No,
perhaps?
it's crazy.
It's strong. It's strong. It's strong. She
It's-
looked good though. Episode 2.
It's strong or it's true. What?
Yeah, I think he said it's true.
I think he's saying a little bit of both.
I don't.
And it's up for
No,
interpretation.
I definitely would not without your permission. Yeah. Just kidding. Absolutely
No,
not.
she actually no, she
Just
does.
kidding, Us Weekly.
She looks very good. And this episode,
Dorit's definitely in her like I'm reclaiming my narrative, like
yeah.
FPK, F Kyle, like I'm speaking for
Yeah.
myself because it's been like 3 seasons of me just being
Punching
the
bag.
friend of the punching bag.
Found her voice.
Even to Garcelle, like I
Yeah.
love Garcelle, but Garcelle was always punching Dorit down. So it's like
I mean, everybody was.
everybody was, yeah. So it's like I think she's glowing because she's choosing herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's also getting the reactions from Kyle, and I think it's probably giving her an ego boost as well.
Yeah. It's one of the most like famous narratives that everybody loves to see is a divorced woman reclaiming her power.
1,000%.
Like a slay divorcee, everyone's in support.
the glow up.
Yeah.
that's true. We love.
Mm-hmm. Like Princess Diana revenge dress. That's what Dorit's giving right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And that little
Mhm.
hat.
And I was definitely team Dorit versus in the flashback where Kyle tried to bring up a fight where like
So
Dorit
stupid.
says, and like that was clearly made
It's
up.
like you
You
spilled
spilled
tequila
tequila
on
on
Oh.
her. Like her outfit's probably $20,000. So
I
she's
was
like, great.
watching that BravoCon live, and I was like, "Girl, those are 2 friends."
Literally,
Like she's
Yeah.
rewriting the history right now. I was
Yeah,
like,
she
that's
is.
I'm like, you know it's on film, right? They are going to play it
'Cause here's,
back.
here's the thing, because when Kyle, a drama that Kyle keeps referencing, or that Dorit keeps referencing, I guess, is that when she said she exaggerated our friendship, and Dorit was like, "We've been best friends for like years."
Yeah. So we only did one
So for
family
you,
vacation.
for you in 1 second to be like, "Oh, she exaggerated it," like for you that's a one-off comment, but for me that's like, who am I?
discrediting our entire
Mhm.
friendship.
Yeah, who am I? So that's why Dorit, like, I think has every right to be mad at Kyle.
Oh yeah, I'm Team Dorit the whole way, and I've never really been the biggest fan of Dorit, and she has won me over in 2 episodes. Yeah, even the first episode, I was like, okay, don't back down, and I'm here for it.
I'm also on her side of this entire divorce, obviously, team women, but hearing PK be like, single PK, and we're not going to talk we're not going to talk. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, you were just married like yesterday, and he's now
It's-
like single PK.
Your kids don't
Single
know you're
PK.
separated.
Single PK.
Single PK.
I
I
went
gotta
out
hang
for
out
me
with-
new outfit.
Yeah.
Single PK.
What
I'm
do you
hanging out
think?
with boy George.
It was crazy.
It
Yeah.
makes you wonder though, like hearing what Jeff Lewis said on our last episode of Reality Recap, where it's like he heard things that Dorit was already checked out of the relationship and wasn't like going to the park and taking care of the kids. Like this is all Jeff Lewis saying that, but like
Mm-hmm.
maybe PK is so removed because he was already removed before, you know?
Yeah, I was about to say, PK definitely wasn't taking them kids to the park. So.
Oh no, definitely
No.
not. Yeah. On another note, I liked Bozeman's background.
Is it Bozema?
It's
Bose.
You
Bose.
said Bose.
It's
Let's
called
just say
Bose.
Bose. Yeah.
Bozeman, yeah.
I'm already obsessed. She's a baddie.
Yeah, she's
obsessed with her.
And her story, oh my god. Again, everything parent related, it touches me differently. Her
Husband.
was it her husband?
Mhm.
Partner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we know how he passed?
Yeah, terminal cancer.
terminal
Jesus
cancer.
Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When she
it's
said
so
that she was
sad.
separated and then he got terminal cancer and then they reconciled.
And
And
then
then now
passed
sh-
away a
yeah.
year later.
Yeah, but like, yeah, just as a young father, her child, Anyways, that's real loss right there.
No, 100%. And then being able to like, I don't know what her life was like while that was all happening, but then to like provide this life for her daughter,
Mhm.
like after going through such heartbreak is just,
Yeah.
it's.
She's
it's
been the
wild.
executive and businesswoman of every single.
I loved it when she was
Yeah.
like going
Yeah.
over her like accomplishments and awards, and she's like, "Do you want me to?
Should I go say
on
more?
and say more?"
All the articles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, that's a real housewife right there.
Yeah.
Her house was housing too.
Her house
slippers.
was beautiful.
Loved
Love
that.
Yeah.
Respect.
Love that no shoes were allowed in her house.
Mhm.
But I love that she provided something that
Yeah.
wasn't like a booty. You know what I mean? She was like, here's some lovely slippers for you guys.
Yeah.
And
She
I was
put
like,
gold on her food.
Yeah, where are my lovely indoor slippers?
You wear them outside. So that defeats the
Oh,
purpose.
you're one of those.
But I don't have lovely indoor slippers.
You have several. You have so many slippers, and all of them you wear outside. So
Wasn't
then
it like
when they're
Yeezy
I
re-
need
slippers?
new slippers.
Yeah, he has those.
I
I
was
need
like,
new
He
these are
indoor.
nice
I need
slippers.
new indoor slippers.
Are you gonna take him outside?
No. Are you gonna make me take out the trash?
You
Well-
have to put on different shoes to take out the trash.
You have to put on
We
your
made-
outside slippers.
Can you give me yes? So then I need.
Keyword: make me take out the trash.
exactly. Exactly.
You don't
Exactly.
understand my plight.
I think we can buy you a good pair of outdoor slippers.
Thank you.
Maybe that'll be a
No,
gift
I
for the
have the
household.
outdoor slippers.
That's what I'm
You know,
saying.
indoor.
Yeah.
Indoor
Oh,
slips.
okay.
You know,
Outdoor
indoor
slippers
slips.
are
Or you could wash the ones you brought outside so that they're
Mhm.
indoor again.
I need indoor slippers.
Question: Are you guys a shoes on, shoes off household?
Shoes off.
We try to be a shoes off
off.
household.
Yeah.
Shoes off, but my boyfriend still wears them inside, and I find them in random places, and it drives me nuts.
Mm.
Like he'll
The second I hear the door open, I'm like, shoes off! Because he'll be like in
Yeah.
River's crib with his shoes on in no time. And I'm like,
That's
well,
not
Mine's like shoe dependent.
listen, since
If
I
you
got
got a cute
this
pair,
since
keep
I
'em
got
on.
this 12-in-1 steam mopper,
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm washing these floors
she
once a
steams
week.
the floor one time, and
Wait.
all of a sudden,
12 and 1. What's the 12?
No, it's 3-in-1. It
Okay.
like mops, it vacuums,
Dries
and
it?
Steam cleans?
it sanitizes.
Mm.
Yeah, and
The third one's giving
before-
marketing.
what's the difference between cleaning and sanitizing?
That's the thing. It's giving marketing for the third one. But yeah, this
but
is
it's
cool.
a steam cleaner,
It still works.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like hot. Yeah,
it's
That's
boiling
dis-
hot water.
Oh,
that's the
okay, yeah.
disinfectant.
And it's sanitizing all those
Would you-
bacteria on the bottom of your boot.
Would you lick it, the floor, when you're done?
The spot that I just did, I would, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mm.
All right.
I would, but not. I would only do it if you did not wear shoes in the house after I mop.
She needs a sponsor.
So, anyways, absolutely on Boza's side that she does that, and I
Yeah.
love her for that.
If you can make Dorit take her shoes off and walk barefoot through
Yeah.
your house.
the Chanel mules, honey.
Also, she has such a way of talking about herself that like doesn't seem conceited, but like she's just very self-assured. Because even when she was like, "If I had a
She can back it up.
yeah, exactly.
million
The million.
of-
She goes,
yeah.
"Well, I am a millionaire," but like and it's not like
Yeah.
this like inferiority thing where you're like, "Okay, like that makes me feel terrible about myself." It's like, no, I want to be you when I grow up.
No,
Yeah.
She's very positive,
I hate
yeah.
false humility.
Yeah,
I find it disgusting. If you've earned it, if you made it to the top, if you are a baddie, then be a baddie. Like, you don't have
Yeah.
to brag about it. You don't walk into every room and be cocky, but like, you don't have to apologize for your success.
yes.
You know, and she is
Yeah.
certainly successful.
One, I feel like she presents it in an empowering way. Like she uses herself to bring other people up.
I also
Well,
think there's a
whatever.
lot.
I
There's
mean,
From what
a
we've
sure.
seen, yeah. Is
Fine, but even if she doesn't, I don't need her to have some moral virtue or
Valid,
whatever in order for her to be proud of her accomplishments.
But her name does mean goddess. And I also feel like there's something in a name where I'm like, oh, she's living up to it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like the way that she just, it's just, I'm obsessed with her. I don't even have words. I'm just obsessed with
I
her.
did come up with our
Incredible.
second girl's name last night, and Nick is not a fan.
Is it
so
Bose?
It's not Bose, no. But I did give it to him, and I said, just think on it. Don't say anything. Just think on it. And we'll
I'm going
talk
to tell you
about
right
it.
now,
We'll
it's
table
not
it.
going to be it.
well,
Are
I
you serious?
Not because I'm saying no, but I know we're going to come up with a better name.
The way I'm dying to know now.
The same way,
Mhm.
we liked,
No.
Elliot Rose. And it was like, it's good. It's good. It's good. Let's let it marinate. But this is just step one. Yeah.
Natalie, do you think
I could be wrong, but
You're holding space, but you're not feeling power.
I am. I'm willing to
Hey,
hold
Cynthia.
space, but yeah. But
I would like the name? Because I like the creative names.
It's not like that creative.
Okay.
but I
Scout.
think
I
you
don't.
would
I really don't like the middle part.
Really?
Really don't.
Like,
Is
why?
it another body of water?
no.
Are we on the La La
No.
train? No.
Cloud.
It's a direction.
Is it north?
Oh.
Yes.
Northwest?
Northwest.
Wet.
Northwest Kardashian Viall.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. I also loved Kathy Hilton cosplaying an Amazon driver.
That was
that
the
was
most.
absolutely hilarious.
She needs to
Amazon.
be. She needs to be back on screen, and she,
She
is.
needs to be back on our screens. She's
Yeah.
so funny.
She really is.
Yeah.
I also, I mean, I know that Kyle didn't appreciate it, but I like that she was so sisterly and just being like, and those pictures, loser.
I
Yeah.
know.
Like,
That-
that's kind of what you need.
Made me
Yeah.
laugh so
I mean, Mo
hard.
taking down a picture of him and Kyle and putting up a picture of him and his Dancing with the Stars partner
Yeah.
Emma is a choice.
And do you remember all of the like scuffle
Yeah.
with that where they were seen outside holding hands together and all of that? Where I'm like, so that was like a direct punch to
Yeah.
the gut.
And it was
Man,
around the separation.
I'm sorry, Mo. I don't like. Oh, it was such a memorable experience. Come on, bro. You're a multi-million-dollar, power entrepreneur of one of the largest real estate agencies in the world. You've been on TV for the better part of a decade. Like, act as if, Mo.
It's also
You
like
know what I'm saying?
post
Like,
a photo on Instagram to like go out of his way to print a
Yeah.
photo
He
and
went
then
to
take out the photo
CVS.
of you and your wife and
Yeah.
put in the new. You had to go to
That part.
CVS.
Yeah.
You had to print out and pick up that photo, and like
Mhm.
that's so
In
much
your
extra
office?
work. Like when you
A
go to
selfie?
put
You
on
would
Instagram,
have
and
undo
was it a
the
selfie?
frame.
It was a selfie?
you have to pick
Yeah.
out the
Yes,
little sides,
it's
and those hurt.
tactile.
Those hurt
Yes.
under your nails.
They
Those like they're
do.
like metal little
Mhm.
pieces. You have to bend up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could
It's a
bleed.
lot. You
Yeah.
could bleed.
Either
Definitely.
that or he had his assistant do like all of that. You know
It's
what I
true.
mean?
And
I guess
this
he
wasn't
could have had
choice.
and this wasn't a picture of Mo in the like one of the many photographs that ABC will take while Mo
Mhm.
would be performing.
Like,
Not a
photo.
PR
Like,
shot.
it wasn't a
No.
PR. It wasn't like this is me literally dancing on a dance floor. What a cool moment of my life. No, this was like a look at us, we're cute together
Mhm.
photo that he decided to frame.
Look
Yeah.
at my new girlfriend.
Also, so he doesn't live in the house, but he came in the house and switched out the photo.
Is this for TV? Is this all?
It's
are we
TV.
talking?
It's giving
is this-
TV
is
It
this
knowing
all
is
the
bullshit?
details.
giving, yeah.
I will
true.
say
like-
the timeline is a little confusing because the opening of the first episode was very much like Mo's been out of the house.
So he came in just to switch the photo?
And then so
Or it happened before, maybe.
I'll
but-
also say I appreciate where Sutton is coming from with the whole like I think you need to file and like the whole money. It's gonna like anything that you do today will still be his because you haven't filed yet, and like that's such great advice. And I feel like she definitely needed to hear that.
Yeah.
I also appreciate Kyle being like, listen, like this just isn't a messy divorce, and I think people are used to like fighting and custody battles and money battles and prenups and this and that, and it's like they just don't have that right now.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
kind of Team Kyle on this one. I think it comes from a bit of privilege, if you want to call it that, because we're so rich, we're both going to be rich after we get divorced.
right.
Yeah. for sure.
And we have kids, and they seem to have raised a really grounded, healthy family, despite all of the mess they have immersed their family in. It seems like they've raised a really great family.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they seem to still be able to prioritize their family and even each other in this very public divorce. And yeah, I'm with Kyle, who's just like, don't bring my family down into every other divorce and messiness. That's not us.
Yeah.
I don't think Kyle's stupid. I think she's very calculated and she
Mhm.
knows what she's doing. I think they're all going to be well taken care of. I think everything's going to be fine. I'm sure there's already an understanding. Kyle and Mo very much give, especially if we even suspect for a second that this Dancing with the Stars photo is a bit like of a prop or for TV. I think they know how to make good TV, and I
Yeah.
think they're professionals, and I think they're able to like set very certain boundaries when it comes to reality versus reality TV. And yeah, I'm with Kyle. I don't think she needs to be taking divorce advice from Sutton.
I appreciate Sutton's stance because Kyle was, and I think Kyle has a valid point too, but like her being like, well, he said in his book that like I was half of the agency, so like I'm gonna get half of the agency, but like Sutton has gone through the forensic process of like
Mhm.
how they determine who gets what, and like you don't always expect you're gonna get something, you sometimes get more. So like Sutton just being like, well, you should like get that in writing or get the forensic analyst. Like she's like, just figure
Yeah.
it out before you get your hopes up.
Sutton saying forensics is gonna burn that book. is
That's
what
the
she
thing. Like
said.
Sutton knows
Yeah.
how the process works, and she
Yeah.
obviously got through it in a successful way. She survived the forensic process, but it's
Mhm.
like
I mean, Sutton won.
she won. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But her giving that advice, like that's the person you want to listen to.
Oh,
Like,
I mean, I think Sutton's being a good friend.
yeah,
But I appreciate where Kyle's coming from.
100%.
Yeah,
Agree. Yeah.
like, and I think Kyle understands her position more than Sutton understands her position. And
That's
I don't
true.
think Kyle's coming from a place of delusion and denial, like a lot of people who are getting divorced come from, understandably so. I think Kyle's very in the know and
Mhm.
very part of her storyline. Like, I don't think nothing is an accident with Kyle.
Yeah.
No, I do feel bad for her.
Kyle.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a popular opinion to have. Even with the Dorit stuff, like I don't think she's in the right, but it just like when I look at Kyle this season, I just see someone who like seems to be losing control of their narrative
Mhm.
and is kind of spiraling and doesn't know what to do. And like this entire life that she is portrayed on TV is shifting and changing. And I don't know if she completely knows or feels comfortable with how to handle that. And I, like when they came over to surprise her with the pizza party and then all the girls left and then it was just her and she like closed the door, which was so dramatic. But I was like, oh, like
Yeah.
you're lonely.
I do feel for her. Her
Yeah.
being like, my house used to be so loud, so
Yeah.
chaotic, and now it's so quiet. Her like calling her daughter and her daughter being like, no, I'm going to a movie and dinner. She's like, so you're not going to be home for dinner? And she's like, no. And it's just like, that is sad. Like her life has changed so much. And it,
Portia is like older now too.
Portia is
That's so weird.
grown.
She's
It
grown.
is crazy.
Every time I'm like, Sophia? No. Portia?
I know.
She looks like her
She was
siblings
such a little
too.
baby. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think people like Kyle, for example. I mean, that would be like us. Natalie and I, again, we're literally our honeymoon phase of our relationship, our marriage, our first year. We had a baby, we got wedding. It's all wonderful. And I'm sure we'll have peaks and valleys in our relationship. But like, yeah, it'd be like fast forward 25, 30 years. I'm dead. No.
Yeah, because she killed you for finishing the sentence.
Spicy.
And what if and like we're right now we are imagining having more kids and grandchildren and blah blah blah, and it's fun to fantasize about our future. I very much doubt Kyle and Mo fantasized about like, in 25 years I'm gonna be dating these younger women, and Kyle's gonna be like, I'm gonna be dating someone else. And like, you don't imagine what Kyle's going through. She has never imagined for herself. You don't imagine that for yourself, to be like, for your kids to move out.
Yeah, no one gets married planning for divorce.
Yeah.
It's also
when people are like, I never want to get divorced. Like, no one does.
Their relationship also started on like Mauricio's family not liking Kyle originally, right? Like that was part of the original storyline because she was pregnant and then she was older.
I don't remember that.
I'm
But
pretty
I
sure I'm
agree
not
with
making
you.
that up.
No,
but like,
because it's tumultuous between both families, regardless,
So,
because
like,
of the agency
the
working with
Hiltons and whatever.
Hiltons.
Yeah, so like there's the fact that they like grew closer because of this hatred, and now it's like they're apart. Yeah.
Oh, well, so far so good with this season. I'm drawn in. I'm entertained. I'm committed. All right. Well, up next, Vicki Gunvalson, and then Salt Lake City. All right, bring up Vicki. With all the hustle and bustle of the holidays, it can be hard to remember to take care of yourself, especially when it comes to your skin. Skin changes over time, and it can be so overwhelming to figure out the right products for your skin. And that is why we are excited to partner with Apostrophe. Apostrophe is an online platform that connects you with an expert dermatology team to get customized acne treatments for your unique skin. We know how hard and challenging it could be to find the right dermatologist. And then once you do, very hard to get in. I mean, usually you find a good dermatologist. It takes weeks, sometimes months to book an appointment. Well, with Apostrophe, you have the confidence of knowing that you can get in with a great dermatologist and someone who's going to customize a skin treatment plan just for you. Apostrophe's goal is to help you feel more confident in your skin, whether you're dealing with breakouts, signs of aging, or acne scarring. Apostrophe will help you love the skin that you're in. Through Apostrophe, you can get access to oral or topical medication that use clinically proven ingredients to help clear your acne.
Simply fill out an online consultation about your skin goals and medical history. Then snap a few selfies, and a dermatology provider will create a customized treatment plan just for you. Apostrophe offers access to prescription treatments for all types of acne, from hormonal acne to facial acne and even back, chest, and butt acne. Treat breakouts from head to toe.
We have a special deal for our audience. Get your first visit for only $5 at apostrophe.com/VIALL when you use our code VIALL. That is a savings of $15. This code is only available for our listeners. To get started, go to apostrophe.com/VIALL and click to get started. Then use our code VIALL at sign up, and you'll get your first visit for only $5. Thank you, Apostrophe, for sponsoring this episode. Vessi is a footwear company that makes waterproof, breathable shoes. And when I say waterproof, I mean 100% waterproof. People, we've talked about Vessi for some time now, and you've got to get on the Vessi game. If you like sneakers and you like being comfortable and you like keeping your feet dry, then what are you doing if you are not wearing Vessi? As we get closer to the holidays, Vessi ensures that you're ready for every adventure, whether you're exploring urban highways or enjoying the seasonal vibrant energy. Vessi has you covered for all of the season's surprises. We love Vessi here at the Viall Files. Their shoes are 100% waterproof, not water resistant, waterproof. It's perfect for any of you city slickers. You can ensure that your feet stay dry and cool, but not wet. No more wet socks after a walk in the rainy days, or maybe you accidentally step on a puddle. Don't worry, Vessi has you covered. Maybe you're a boater. Maybe you like to go on the high seas. Vessi makes a great boat shoe. Maybe you are a traveler. Vessi is the most versatile shoe and comfortable shoe that you can possibly find. The week in Chelsea, the winter boots with high traction rubber soles and a cozy fleece lining ensure your feet stay dry even when the coldest conditions comes. And it comes in 7 colors. You know how they always used to say fashion comes like fashion over, comfort, not with Vessi. You can be fashionable and comfortable. You just have to get a Vessi shoe. Discover more at vessi.com/VIALL and enjoy 15% off their first purchase at checkout. Again, that's vessi.com/VIALL.
You guys are okay. There you are.
Vicki! You're calling from the beach.
Recording
Holy
in
shit,
progress.
you guys owe me on this one.
We owe
Are you
you.
in Cancun?
Because I canceled it and I didn't know that they didn't cancel it, and I'm got my 400 meetings today. So yeah, you owe me.
You
well,
owe
wait, how
Vicky.
do we owe you, Vicky?
Well, just because I'm doing this and I don't want to be doing this right now. I'm very, very busy.
Oh, well, didn't we have this booked in the calendar for like weeks?
Well, no, there was a disconnect and they were supposed to have canceled it. And
Who's they?
my staff,
Oh, okay.
so I guess you guys didn't get it till Friday when I confirmed that, I can't meet with them because I'm here in Mexico and I have 3 closings today. And anyway, I'm making it work.
Do you want to
That's why-
go?
We
No,
can
we're-
we can let you go. You're
No, listen, I just rearranged to sit here for a second 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a half hour, whatever. But I'm not made up. I don't have makeup on.
I don't have makeup on either, Vicky.
I'm on the beach. I don't have my podcast stuff. So just bear with me. Okay. I'm doing my best.
We're happy you're here.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, okay. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did.
Oh, it's a pair.
My girl, Olivia, who works for me, is my boyfriend's daughter. And he was in a horrible motorcycle accident the day before. So he's been in intensive care, almost lost his leg. So it was kind of like a sad. I wasn't with my kids, but it was fine. We made it all work. Lots of prayers.
Is he okay?
He'll be okay. It's going to be a long road. He has a rod from his knee to his foot. They kind of had to attach his foot back on his body. And it's been very, very serious. He was only going 10 miles an hour. It's crazy. And the bike flipped. It had a low back tire. So everybody's get off motorcycles.
All right, get off motorcycles for sure.
Yep.
Well, how much time you got, Vicky?
That's a loaded question. As little as possible, but as much as possible, as much as you need. I don't know. I don't know. I just have as much time or as little time. I'm doing this as a favor, I guess. And I'm sorry that we weren't scheduled correctly, but I told 2 weeks ago, I can't do this day. And somehow she missed it. Didn't realize it till Friday to email you guys. So
She
we're
emailed
making
us
it
on
work.
Sunday.
Yeah.
I think you need to talk
We're
to
making it
her.
work.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we appreciate you. Yeah.
Well,
Should we talk some OC Housewives?
sure.
Okay. How did you feel about the season ending?
It was fine. I didn't give it my all, which was hard for me because I'm very opinionated and have my stance on a lot of things. And unfortunately, when you're only in 10 episodes or filmed 10 times, you don't get the full gist of what's going on and why everybody's fighting. And I'm not a fighter, but I'm not going to stand by and let people hurt people. So that was my stance with Shannon and Tamra. And, everybody's trying to create drama and I'm all about no drama in my life. So I've been through that before. And that was a hard thing for me to do, is to not be totally involved. So it's fine. I know my place.
Did you think Tamra and Shannon's apology hug at the end was genuine?
It was 100% fake and 100% everybody's trying to save their job and everybody knows it. And I was guilty of that years ago when Tamra and I were fighting and production came to me and said, we really need you guys to make up or we can't film the show without everybody fighting. And, at that time I wanted to make up because I wanted my job. But, Tamra, I don't know who she is anymore. And she knows this. This is why I'm upset with her, is enough is enough with this fighting. And I think it's overdone. I think it's not scripted, but it's very manipulative what she's done this season and last season. So I don't subscribe to it. I don't want it in my life. So
Tamra was remarkably quiet at the reunion, given how loud she was throughout the season. Do you think maybe she got that memo, or maybe even from you? Do you think she is deciding to change course, or what?
No.
What do you make of
Yeah.
her quietness or silence at the reunion?
when I was on, I don't know if this is true or not, but when I was on, when all that Brooks scandal happened, I took a Xanax right before I went on because I thought, I can't cry, I can't yell, I can't scream. I got to believe she took something because that's not Tamra. And I don't know if it's true. I'm just giving you my gut. Because Tamra usually sticks up for who Tamra is. And she was a bitch this year. So you are who you are. She can't just all of a sudden say, I'm sorry, and I'm going for therapy. You can't. Bullshit. You're just trying to save your job and your grace because everybody can't stand her.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody saw her true colors. So, and I've known her for 15 years. This is not new of her cycle of what she does. So it really upsets me that she's always forgiven. And she did nothing to me this season. I just decided, you know what? my clients, my friends, my people, my business. Are you friends with Tamra? I'm like, actually, I'm not. I don't want to be around people that can hurt people so badly. And it's not her position to call Shannon out if she's drinking too much. That's Shannon's toe to toe. Like, it's not anybody's business but Shannon's. So I feel like she wanted to be the mother or the police or what have you, which is it's ridiculous. It's not her place to judge anybody. And then when we judge her, she gets pissed off. So I'm kind of over it. I can see right through it. I think the viewers can see right through it. And that's why everybody's against her this year. Oh, if you guys want a purse or a bag, I can get you guys one.
Could you? Yeah, maybe.
Or
Actually,
a rug.
yeah, they look really quite nice. Yeah.
These guys, I just end up paying them money and let them not give me a thing. Anyway,
when in Rome.
I don't know if that makes sense to you guys.
No, it
just
does.
I don't like who she's become on TV. If we were just going out for lunch or shopping together, she wouldn't act this way. She's doing it for I don't know why. She was hated this year. So I don't know why she did it.
Yeah.
Was it maybe just to make TV?
Vicki, can you hear me?
Does she know that she's frozen, or
We
is
can-
she still?
You
She's
can have her
talking.
turn her camera off.
Nope.
She might be rejoining.
But so far, iconic interview.
That
Me-
is Vicki
wait,
Gunvalson.
Me
Are
saying
we
we're
keeping
happy.
all that in?
Yes.
When I said we're happy you're here and she said good, I was like, okay.
I honestly don't know if she will rejoin.
It's
She
giving.
had, she had
might
work
not.
to do. She had other meetings. So
Vicki Gunvalson, everybody. For a little context, we had Vicki booked. Like what? Win layout? Like walk us through.
Like 2 weeks ago, I don't even know. 'cause
This is giving Tom Sandoval your late,
You
conspiracy.
relate to my podcast first.
This wasn't her fault though, as we've seen.
I think
allegedly.
there was a big miscommunication. She had a lot of other meetings and she had no time for us. But she
Definitely
did
came
give
in
us,
a weird energy. You owe me? It's like,
She's definitely who she presents to be
She
on TV.
definitely is who she presents to
I'll say
be
that, and I
on
love it.
TV.
This has maybe been one of the best moments of my entire life.
She's
Well,
iconic.
She's kind of.
we do appreciate
incredible.
her calling in from
I
Mexico.
wish she would have
Yeah.
finished her sentence. I was
I'm hanging on the edge of my
Hanging
seat.
on.
guys, she's back. She's back.
She's back.
She's back. She's back.
Get
I'm just
her
gonna
in.
let her right in.
get her
Yeah.
in.
I went on a different Wi-Fi.
Okay.
You guys see me now?
We can.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Yeah. What are you
Okay.
eating?
Sorry about that, you guys.
No,
I'm
it's
not
okay.
prepared for this. I apologize.
It's okay. Vicky, we're in the season of Thanksgiving, and we're thankful you're here.
I'm thankful for you too. I don't know where I left off.
Well, I asked you if you thought Tamra was just doing this for TV.
But let's hope so that she's not really that person.
Okay.
You know her.
Do you think Alexis and John
I
Jay
know
are really
her
that?
very well.
Are really those
Yeah.
people who they present to be?
I've known Alexis on and off for 10 years. I've known John personally for 5.
Really?
Michael and I, my boyfriend and I, have gone out with him and Shannon a lot. I don't know what he's doing right now. He says he doesn't want to be famous and he doesn't want to be in the public eye, but all he does is interviews and it's bizarre. So they should just go away and live happily ever after.
I mean, Alexis will not stop trying to prove her point on social media to the point where it's like, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what
It
happened that
doesn't,
night.
and guess what? If he paid $400,000 on their 4-year relationship, good for him. That's what a gentleman's supposed to do.
Right?
Then they lived a really happy life because Shannon paid for all his clothing, most of his clothing. I witnessed it. We were in New York. She went to John Barbados and she bought him the coat, the shoes, the belt, the shirt. I mean, he never put out a credit card. So I witnessed it. Now he's trying to backpedal that he paid. Anybody can put anything on an Excel spreadsheet. I mean, it's ridiculous that Alexis is even getting involved in it because she wasn't in his life then. So what does it matter?
Right.
Yeah.
And if he wanted to buy their first class tickets, and I know Shannon did many times. No, gracias. I just think if he had the resources to do that, good for him.
Yeah.
And she did too. So why are we talking about it? It wasn't
Because
that he was paying for her stuff when he was with Alexis. Alexis has nothing to do with this.
he's a weak man. That's why. I mean, that's it. I
We
mean,
call him Dirty John.
yeah.
I like it.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, him going on and what was it, Extra or some bullshit he did over the weekend?
Entertainment.
Bryce's show and we know Bryce really well, but Alexis has a publicist, which is ridiculous because this is her career. I mean, come on. I created this show 19 years ago. It
You
was
did?
never my career.
Mm.
Ever.
Say that.
Iconic.
Say that.
I have a career.
Yes, you do.
No.
Mhm.
So the whole thing is just ridiculous. You know, and she doesn't work, so she has to say this is her career, and she got a pay per date pay, which wasn't very much. And she had once said in the very beginning, Johnny J said he was going to match it. Well, match it and go away. Go away and match the $10,000 you got or whatever it was. It wasn't a lot.
Gagged.
Literally.
And then, by the way, Johnny J, don't forget to put it on your Excel spreadsheet that you helped Alexis out.
Ooh.
Vicky, I can't help but wonder, why aren't you on TV more after our,
Well,
you know, because you are
You have no
entertaining.
I don't know. I can't answer that because I think that I got older, and I think that, I know I got older. We all got older. When I was starting this, I was 42. I'm 62 now. You guys think about that. I went through my 40s, through my 50s, and now I'm in my 60s. But Tamra's not far behind me, and neither is Shannon. So I don't know. I just think maybe I got a little bit too conservative for Bravo.
Are you sure?
I don't talk about politics. I talk about our core, our ethics, our moral compass, and you know, I'm very opinionated on certain things, but I don't know. I guess I just don't even understand this cast anymore.
Well,
I
as
just
a
don't.
humble Bravo fan, I just want to say, Vicky, you haven't lost your fastball. I really, and I
Thank you.
think I like to speak for my audience. We're all very entertained in this moment, so
Thank you.
we would
Well,
love
this
you
is
back
my
on.
boyfriend, Michael. Say hi.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Eating lunch.
No,
We're at Daiquiri Dick's. So if you all are in Puerto Vallarta, Daiquiri Dick's is one of our favorite places. The guy owned, my mom and dad used to come here when I was
Aw.
15, 16, 17. And then the older couple passed away because people do.
Mm.
And then a
Sure.
great guy from West Hollywood opened this. And it's the best Chinese chicken salad ever.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Onion
Great
rings,
cheeseburgers.
onion rings
Oh.
are crumbled in what
Captain
Crunch.
Can I
Wow.
talk to your boyfriend for a second, quick? Yeah.
Hey,
What
guys.
are you from? OC? Are you like from the area?
Yep. I've been there for gosh 30 years.
Okay, so
I'm
for a while.
originally from Texas. Yeah, I grew up in Texas.
Oh, okay. All right, go Texas. What's your opinion about all some of these men from OC being very litigious or riding the coattails of more powerful women?
You know what, guys? I 100% just stay out of that part.
Uh-huh.
Vicky and I,
Good
when we
answer.
started
Let's go.
dating,
Yeah.
you know, then when Vicky and I started dating, I told her, I said, honey, I don't want to be on the show. I don't want to do any of that. I mean, I support her. I'll sit and have dinner with her with, you know, other people and in New York and things like that. I'm very supportive of her,
Uh-huh.
but I just don't have a desire to do that. But I've met some good guys that are on that that were on that cast, or still are some of them. And they're good guys, you know. So and I get along with them well.
Okay. All right.
We love to hear it.
Yeah, spoken like a
Yeah.
true king.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
great answer.
Yeah, unproblematic. We love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You're not keeping Excel
in my
spreadsheets?
business, I have enough problems.
There we go. There we go.
Well, nice talking with you guys.
Likewise.
too.
Likewise.
So FYI, you guys have all communicated with her. I think dead is his daughter.
Okay.
So
Oh.
yeah. So anyway, we keep it in the family. I don't trust many people,
Love.
Mm.
but I can trust. And Linda still works for me.
Okay. Great. Is that
Yeah,
an
it's
Arnold
with my
Palmer you're
son.
drinking?
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. Okay.
Oh, and no, this is an iced tea.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Got
Diet
it.
Coke is bad for you.
Sweetened or unsweetened?
Always unsweet.
Okay.
Zero sugar.
Yeah.
Vicky, you're in Mexico. Does that mean are you no longer whooping it up?
Well, it's interesting because Michael wanted to go out 2 nights ago and 3 nights ago. And I'm like, I want to go home at 8:30. He's like, what happened to you? I'm like, my whoop it up is gone, right?
Not completely. I can get her out
Ah, there we go.
We went to the casino and I lost $100.
And you were
she
done.
was pissed.
And I was mad because I worked too hard for my money. I'm like, I'm not giving these people my money. So, but Michael's a really good gambler and he usually 90% of the time wins, except when I'm with him, he loses. So I'm like, there's a problem. Because I get like anxiety when he puts like this many chips out. I'm like, he goes, they're pesos. It's $20. I'm like, okay, good. We're going to lose the farm. He's like, it's pesos, Vicky. There's 20 pesos to $1. And his stack is like this big. I'm like, okay.
Oh my god.
Because I'm so like, there you go. I'm so conservative, but I like to win.
If given the offer, would you come back as a full-time cast member to the next season of Orange County Housewives?
I don't know. I mean, I miss it. I really, really, really miss it. But I can't film with some of these people. I really can't. I
Who
can't
can't?
look stupid. I can't fit throwing napkins in people's faces and
Tamra.
just being nasty.
Who do we have to fire to get you back
got-
on?
Well, Tamra.
Well, you said people.
Tamra. Well, there would be others, but I'm not going to share it on your show. I'll share it on my show. When you come on my show, I'll share it on my show. But I actually want to be an EP. I want to be an executive producer. And I already talked to them about it a while ago because I should be. I should have a say-so on what is real and what is not.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went down the slippery slope with that crap with Brooks, that was not real at all. That was Megan Emmons and Tamra trying to cause drama and it cost me my integrity and it almost cost me my insurance business because I'm part of the National Ethics Bureau. You can't lie.
Yeah.
And I don't lie. If I lied, I'd forget what I lied about. So I have to always tell the truth. So it really bothered me. And that's when I came to Evolution and said, I need to produce this. This is not, you guys are not producing reality. This is manufactured bullshit. And I didn't get a job, but I still want to, or I'll create my own show.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I can imagine they would not be down for that.
No. I mean, they like to have control of it, But if I was a producer on there and all this was happening, it would have not gone the way it went. Way too much about Alexis and John, way too much about Tamra's DUI, way too much about, Tamra trying to be the mother of the police squad. I mean,
What did we miss? Like, give us the Vicki storyline. Produce OC for us.
Oh my God, my life is a storyline. I mean, Michael is like, what in the world are we doing now? I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's just every day. Are you talking about my life? Or what was there?
Either or. What would you have done differently if you were running OC this season?
I would have stopped the crap about Alexis and John. I would have stopped it. He's not a cast member and she's not a full-time cast member. So why did they go down this road of constantly talking about Shannon and John and Alexis and John? It's like boring. Like, I want to snooze fest. It's like, kill me, So I would have never, ever, ever, ever done that. And I would have told Tamra to go sit down until she gets a reality check.
Okay.
You can come back when you want to be a nice person.
Did you have any thoughts on the Jen Pedranti Ryan relationship, the FBI storyline?
I love Jen and Ryan. Oh, that whole thing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I don't think that should have been built. I'm not going to comment on it because I know nothing other than what I saw. Just like you guys, we like Jen and Ryan. We were just with them the other night.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say about it because I don't know. And I'm not going to judge somebody about Tamra and her stupid FBI hat that she put on. It's like, now she's the FBI. Really, girl? Sit down. Ridiculous.
What were your thoughts on her holding that vital piece of information that John did, in fact, hear the crash and not telling her at the reunion or any time before?
We knew he heard it. I mean, she was from where the accident was, and she was living at Michael's house at the time. She was renting his house because he was living with me in Codo. So she was renting there for a while. And it literally is less than a half a mile away, his house to John's house. And where the accident happened was directly across the street around a corner, like lickety split. He heard it. Of course he heard it. So I don't know. Everybody's weird right now. Everybody's weird, except Michael and I.
Okay.
Well, Vicki, you are absolutely iconic. We will let you enjoy your lunch next
Thank you.
time when you're back in the
Bye,
States.
guys.
Let us know.
Okay.
All right.
We're going to reach out to you and get you on my show.
There you go, Nick.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure I'm in
Okay, now-
Mexico. All right.
Okay.
right,
That's what I
bye-bye.
said you owe me. That's what you owe me about.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, Vicki.
And I'll be all made up with the cameras and all
All
that
right.
shit now.
You look
I'll
great.
have my podcast thing.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
You
bye.
guys have a
Bye.
good day. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
That was a favor to her dad because he's got 7 million
Oh, good.
views
That helps. Will you meet him?
and major appearance.
Will he be at the Herd deal, the Christmas deal?
So this guy on his own network. I was a guest on his show.
Well, no, but he doesn't Herd sponsor.
Producer, no, he has his own network, his own show,
What's
his
that?
own thing.
Okay.
I never heard of him.
His last name.
Nick Viall. It was like, oh my God, I know him. I'm like, oh, who he is.
You didn't say that on the show.
Oh, it's so beautiful out here.
It is nice.
God.
I was talking to these people here. They were
Are they?
I am at a loss for words.
They do say
I was, like,
OC's
scrambling to
a cast
figure
of
out.
women that don't know how to hang up the phone.
I
They just put it down on the
started
desk.
sweating so incredibly bad. I'm not kidding. My hands.
I'm unwell.
That was
the best
that
thing
was-
I've ever
Well,
experienced.
she
that was
kinda-
Shannon hot like on the phone, and Tamra's like,
So when she texts you, are you gonna do your part of the favor? Just send her that clip right there.
I didn't know you had a podcast.
Nick Viall, I think is his name.
Nick Vials.
Never heard of the guy, but he has his own network. I don't know, 7 million views. Or I don't know.
I know the statistics.
Oh my God, Vicky never changed.
She
never.
is
We love you,
an
Vicky.
icon. I'm sweating. I really am profusely sweating. I'm not okay.
My hands are
That
also
That gave
sweating.
me really bad anxiety. I was waiting for her to clock back in and be like, "Oh my god!"
She never did.
No, no, it's really beautiful out here. Oh, we're just keep going.
She just
Wow.
keeps just no breath. We
She's
love it.
she's
I love her.
incredible.
Vicky, thank you
Vicky,
for that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Vicky, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah. Thank
That made my day.
I need her in
I'll never-
person.
I need a
Yeah.
little longer.
I need her in
Sorry.
person. I need her on this couch. We need to like
you. We are gonna keep that all in.
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City.
Okay, Salt Lake City.
They embrace-
I miss Brittany. I
Yeah.
missed her.
Well, she's going viral now. I have kept my tabs on her Instagram without following, but Sierra called me out.
Are you guys Instagram friends? Are you
Who?
guys? You and
I mean,
Brittany?
she does like my comments.
Oh, she commented back.
She did comment back to my comment
Yeah.
because I've been around since 10,000
I
followers.
would initially think that means a lot, but Brittany reads all her comments.
She doesn't respond to everybody though.
Mm.
I did check, but just for this instance.
I did see someone post a TikTok and they were like, me trying to figure out why Brittany looks so familiar. And then they're like, "Tick, tick, tick, tick," and they go to their wedding book and they're flashing through and they're like, oh, it's my dad's ex-wife.
Wow.
Oh, that's gagging.
Right?
That's wild.
Crazy.
How many ex-husbands does she have?
See, I feel like if we knew more about her life, we would be interested.
All we
I
know
know.
about is
She's
Jared
messy.
Osmond.
She's
And the 10 other
messy.
men she had on her roster. I would love
my
to
God.
know what
Which
happened
I
before.
respect. She's out there dating.
Yeah.
The only thing that's really hard to swallow when it comes to Brittany is the admission of her prioritizing her dating life over her children.
Mm.
Which it's kind of like it gives kind of yucky when you think about it in those contexts. It's kind of like, girl, really? It's just your kids.
She
These-
acknowledges her guilt though.
Mhm.
That doesn't make it better. That actually
No,
makes
it
it
doesn't.
worse.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I
She's
would
like, oh my god,
rather-
like I'm like so like kind of like don't care about my kids. Like fuckboy too.
Would you rather her pretend that she cared
No,
about her
but I
kid?
want to make it clear. I love her. I
Yeah.
missed her on my television. She is an exceptional
Not
addition to this
She's
franchise. The fact that her and Brawin, who I also obviously love for different
Mhm.
reasons, to replace we didn't think Monica was replaceable.
Well,
We were sad to see
yeah.
Monica go,
Yeah.
and quite honestly, no disrespect to Monica, like Brittany and Brawin have absolutely
yeah.
carried and done their part to make this season enjoyable because of their quality performances. But like Brawin is like no bullshit. She's real. She keeps it real. She admits fault. She's always like calling herself out for her messiness. All that's everything that Lisa is not.
Have you noticed Bronwyn does this thing where if someone like screams at her, she's like, okay. And she like
Yeah.
tucks
Yeah.
her head in. She's like, I'm just not going to even entertain it.
Yeah.
But
That's
she
actually
does.
a pretty good impression. She,
Yeah.
you
She
got,
does
you,
this
you
little,
got-
like-
you got her head bobbed down. Kind of.
Now I just need the bob.
You would
She does. I mean,
slay a Bob.
at our camp counselors,
My culture.
Oh my God.
our camp adventure, whatever the hell that was, Bronwyn was trying to stir the pot, and Whitney and Heather were like, "Sorry, but like not gonna work."
I will say I think that was like my first like, oh,
Yeah.
interesting moment.
The same, yeah. I was
Mhm.
like, Bronwyn no longer is invited in my car.
I think
Right.
no.
Yeah.
She says everything everybody else is saying, but can you start saying?
No,
Right.
no,
Let's
this
like start
is-
repeating what you're saying.
Because you're
This is-
also in the
Mhm.
car.
Bronwyn brought up this issue of like, I'm surprised that like Whitney and Heather are doing this event together because
you were
like, Whitney
talking behind her
talks
back.
so much shit about Heather. So then
Sure,
Heather's like,
yeah.
well, what did she say about me? And she's like, she says that like she feels like you back Lisa and like not her, which isn't talking shit. It's like just like her feelings, which Heather then was like, well, yeah, she's entitled to feel that way. She's kind of always felt that way.
Mhm.
But it was Bronwyn trying to be like, ooh, I'm going to be messy
No,
and I'm
yeah,
going to
she-
stir this pot.
I-
And these women being like,
I
babe,
can
you gotta
guarantee
try
you though, if
harder.
Bronwyn wasn't the one who said that and someone else said that to
It
Heather,
would've-
she
They would have popped off.
would have
For
popped off.
sure.
Mhm.
For
That's
sure.
'cause she
Because
doesn't
Heather
like-
doesn't like Bronwyn.
Exactly.
So
Exact-
she's going to
that's-
pick Whitney.
yeah.
Because to be fair, when Bronwyn called out Whitney and Angie, like she was being honest. Like
Yeah.
they did say these things about Lisa, and then they're like, did I ever say the verbatim words that she fucked me over? Like, no, but you did say that if she gets close to you, she will do something to get back at you if you upset her. So just because you didn't use the right terminology.
I am also that way, where if someone tries to like repeat what I'm saying but use like very different more aggressive words, I'm like, that's not what I said at all.
Yeah, they're
that's a
elevating
lie.
it.
I never said that, because like that, you're making it way worse than what it was. Like I never said she's fucking me over. Like I said, like she like does things that like kind of like hurts my feelings, you know? And it's like, that's a leap.
It's like saying dislike or hate.
I guess my point is
Yeah.
all these housewives do that, and then they decide which ones they're
Can
not
and
down
can't.
for and
Yeah.
can and can't.
Yeah.
And it's very much gives, again, the whole like mean girl, we're the OGs, we decide what like we're going to argue about and what's righteous and what's not. And I feel like they've decided to like not give this is them trying to put Bronwyn in their place.
They're hazing her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Whitney and Bronwyn were close.
I get that. But in general, I think they think Bronwyn's getting too much hype or too much.
I don't know that in the time that they're filming.
I think
Maybe
they
they
sense
feel
it.
like she's too comfortable.
I'm like, Heather
Yeah.
still hasn't fully forgiven her for the lack of invitation at Palm Springs. So it's like at the same time. And I think that Bronwyn was right when she was like, you will find anything. If I apologize for this, you're going to find something else to be mad at me about.
Mhm.
I think Bronwyn showing up, so to speak, to this season and not acting like the new person. And she's
Yes.
not acting like she can't stand on her own. And she's not like trying to make alliances to protect herself.
Or like bowing down to the OG Heather
Yeah,
altar.
and I think the Lisa and the Heathers of the world are like, this is not how we roll.
Step in line.
And this is them trying to put her in her place. Yeah, and because that's the thing. Of course, the mess is irrelevant. They're all messy, and they all and in these scenes and these like events they do that like once they sit down after they're doing whether it's paintballing, whether it's Girl Scouts, whether it's
Museums.
hang gliding, it's
Mhm.
all just an appetizer for let's sit down and talk shit.
Icebreaker, yeah.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
And now that Bronwyn's talking her shit, and again, yeah, she's messy, but they are hazing her. They are definitely like this. Get in line. They're mean girling
Mhm.
her for sure.
Well, then you have Mary at this camp day being like,
I like it's
being her. She's being herself.
And I
Yeah.
I'll
have
let that-
so much
Yes.
sympathy for Mary because I'm like, this is just so true to the idea of you'd never know what somebody's going through.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like Mary says so many things that are so out of pocket, but I'm like, you're not angry at Meredith. You're not angry at Heather. You're angry about what's happening at home. And now that we've gotten to see a little bit of that, it's like, I do have like empathy for what she's going through. I don't think she's handling it well, but at the same time, she's also not talking about it to anyone.
Mhm.
So nobody knows exactly what she's going through. But I will say she just would not let up. Lisa, you're a liar.
She's the fakest person she's ever seen in her
Mhm.
life.
I never loved Mary more in that moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was wild. But I will say where she's coming from, we're being like, listen, if these women don't know what's going on in my life, they're not real friends.
Yeah,
And it doesn't
Facts.
Yeah.
it doesn't mean Mary has to be the one to open up. It's the
Mhm.
fact that like none of these women
For asking.
can either are asking or
Yeah.
can sense that something is off and being like, hey, you're not typical, like is something going on, and like asking about
Mhm.
it, reading her
course not.
energy.
Meredith
None of them
did
are doing
ask.
that.
Yeah, but Meredith
well-
asked in a
Yeah,
way
I
of
know.
like, I'm
I know.
pissed.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Meredith asked like, you're an hour late, like something's going
Like,
on. Like
what's
was
going
your
on?
like glam late
That's
or
fair.
something? It
Yeah.
wasn't
And you
a
could kind of tell
deeper-
even Mary was like kind of like a glimmer of like, you mean with me or like, you know what I mean? She was like kind of like hoping that this was the time that like
Yeah.
you do see me. And then it was like, well, you're an hour late. And she was like, all right, well, I'm not fucking doing this
Or
with
just
you.
like off
Yeah.
camera when they're not filming. At any point, any of these women could have a conversation with Mary
Mhm.
and been like, "Hey, what's going on, babe? Like,
Mhm.
how's
Yeah.
are you happy? What's going on? Like,
Yeah.
how's life? How are the kids? You know, how's the son? How's your pride and joy of your life? How's Junior?
The thing about
None of
Meredith.
them are doing this.
I
None of
think-
them give a shit.
Yeah.
The thing about
Truly.
Meredith too is she's doing it. I don't think she's asking to help. She does this thing where she's like, "Do you want to talk about the husbands, or like there may be something going on in her life, or they may
Yeah.
be connected to this?" So she's like, "Are you stirring the candle?
Nick is like rubbing the inside of this candle.
Does it feel good?"
I don't know what's going on,
Ooh.
but he's like caressing this wax.
Okay.
Guys, I have. I'm
Where's
not-
your stress
just-
ball?
Don't touch her. Don't touch her though.
No, your ball is behind your book.
Yeah.
But I think Meredith, she was inquiring about Mary's life to create drama, is the way I saw it, because she does that where she alludes to things. So that's where it's like,
Yeah.
I think Mary was probably like, I don't want her to
Yeah.
be the one that I'm sharing this with.
Even
That
like
makes sense.
the final scene with the Shabbat dinner where she was kind of like, well, I think Mary's going through something. And it's just
She's
like
alluding
this,
to things on purpose.
that. And it's also kind of like making yourself like this, like, not martyr, but like, I do care. Like, clearly something, it can't be just
Save
me,
her.
but then I'm also not going to ask her about it. I'm not going to actually dive into it, but I'm just going to let everybody know that the way that she's treating me is not right. And it has to be due to her having problems elsewhere.
Mhm.
Yeah, not because of anything I've done.
Exactly.
Which is typical Meredith and something that I actually cannot defend this time. Sorry.
But also how heartbreaking Mary's conversation with her son.
son,
I was literally
Yeah.
sobbing.
I mean,
Man.
I had a feeling too that I was how forthcoming the son was, but I'm also like, talk about
That's
an honest
wild.
conversation, you know?
I know there's a lot of like back and forth of like, is she like exploiting? Like, was this the right
It's
time and place to have this conversation? And I'm so proud of Mary for like obviously having this conversation filmed, knowing that it's going to be aired for the world to see. I think it's bringing like a lot of awareness to this issue. I think like the fact that these kids at 16 are like finding these prescription drugs,
Mhm.
like that's
That's
crazy.
fucked.
Yeah.
These
That's
are
insane.
that legalized fucking drugs that are being given to our kids because and it's how accessible Adderall. These are just prescribed drugs that are now just easy to get for all these kids in middle school, high school. That's so fucked up.
You know, my heart like broke for her when he said that he was taking 10, 30 milligram oxys. And I was like,
Yeah.
and not feeling
Yeah,
anything. I'm like,
legalized prescription drugs.
that should be
It should not-
debilitating.
yeah.
Well, and
it's
her
not
saying like,
okay.
I can't judge you. I can try to help you.
No,
like,
she
That's a
was
mother's love.
absolutely
incredible.
amazing
She was
throughout
flawless
that
in that moment.
conversation.
Yeah.
It is like sad that the conversation was happening while he was so under the influence. And it's
Mhm.
like, I don't
think there's a time when he's not, though.
Yeah, I don't think there's an easy way to deal with addiction, and I'm like, clearly she doesn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
And senior or junior's been on the show
the whole time.
in the whole time in passing and whatnot, and we've never seen anything to the extent of what we did the beginning
Mhm.
of this season.
Mhm.
So I'm sure she just got to her end being like, I don't know, he won't come out of the room. He wasn't talk to me, him and his wife, like the whole situation that I'm like, maybe if it's on a public forum, I can
Yeah.
actually get resources and help, or somebody can like has been through this before.
It was clear that all she wanted to do was help her son.
100%.
And she was doing whatever she thought was best in that moment. And like, no parent is perfect. And like, you saw Mary recognize whatever fault she played into this.
Yeah.
But obviously, this is a much deeper issue. Like, I think it's terrifying as a
Mhm.
young parent how like you can have the best intentions in the world,
Mm-hmm.
but like whether it's every kid having a phone, all these accessible drugs out there, legal drugs. These aren't
Yeah.
like you don't have to find a drug dealer anymore for your kids to get fucking what is the equivalent of heroin,
Mm-hmm.
Oxycontin.
Mm-hmm.
Like all you have to do is find a friend whose parent recently had surgery.
Yep.
Like it's that fucking easy. And that's fucking terrifying. And that's fucked up. And so yeah, Mary is like all the criticisms about exploitation and things like that. I think there's times in which parents are clearly exploiting their kids on these shows. Mary is literally fearing for her son's life. That is
100%.
obvious and evident, and she's doing whatever she thinks is best. And then she is bringing awareness to a very serious problem that like we're not paying enough attention to as a society and as a country. And it should not be okay that these drugs are so readily available for kids to abuse and use. Not even kids, for like they're just
Anybody, yeah.
prescribing fucking heroin to adults who have like fallen off a ladder
Yeah.
and ruining people's lives. It's so fucked.
1,000%. Damn.
Andy
Period.
Cohen did say on Watch What Happens Live that RHOBH Jr. is doing well. So we
Oh,
at
good.
least have
Mhm.
that positive note to the story.
Yeah, I obviously hate that they left that on a cliffhanger. It's
Mhm.
like what's going to happen next.
They're gonna
But
make TV.
yeah, got to make TV.
Mhm.
But I know I do wish him the best. I wish Mary the best. I can't imagine, going through that.
Yeah. All right. Well, what an episode.
What an episode.
Yeah.
What episode. We want to give a big thank you to Vicki, regardless of whatever she thinks of us or our show.
It was beautiful.
We appreciate you. Don't ever change, Vicki. You're a gem. All right. We'll see you back on Thursday. Bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.